Welcome back to 5DN Football. Well, the big match of the day is about to get underway here at the Woodville Oval. The Eagles taking on Central. The Eagles in 6th position, Central in 5th. There's only percentage separating these two sides. Nicky Pesh out there in the middle of the ground trying to rev up his teammates. The umpires officiating are Kevin Chambers, Mike Humphreys, brother of Neil, and Tim Pfeiffer. The umpire holds the ball aloft, and your caller is Lawrence Colliver.
Thank you very much, Kim Dillon. The ball bounced in the centre of the ground. It is a good bounce, and up go the ruckman. It was won by Wiggins. Kick forward by McGowan, up towards the cricket pitch area. Colville grabbed time, will take a free kick on the defensive side of centre. Now Schwertz picking up Burton of the Eagles. Bit of physical presence being applied there by Stephen Schwertz. But the kick from Colville out towards the grandstand wing. Up goes Rintoul, but a strong mark taken by Jared Cotton. Centre wing, grandstand side. Opening moments of this game. Hand pass from Cotton over towards Steinburner. Steinburner away goes, runs through a couple of tackles. Handballs further afield. The ball comes towards Cook. He gets a handball clear to no one in particular. Daniel gets it. In turn, the ball comes back towards Steinburner. Away he goes. Right foot kick up towards the attacking 50. Good mark taken there by Cotton on this occasion of Central Districts. He's about 70 metres out from goal. Too far out to score. Left foot kick up towards the forward zone. Looking and finding on the chest.
Arnold.
The big fella Arnold drifting down. And he takes the mark 35 metres out from the southern end goal.
It's a wonderful start by Jared Cotton, a couple of early marks, and he hasn't played a great deal of football so far this year, so that is a great start for him. And Central really should put the first goal on the board here. Not too much wind floating around here today, a perfect day. The sun is out, no breeze to speak of, and this one should be put straight through the middle.
So Arnold approaching the milestone of 100 games. He's 99th today. Kick on its way from 40. Oh, he looks like he's put it through. He has a great kick for the Doggies. They're away. A goal straight Centrals. The Eagles yet to score after a minute and a half.
Over the last 100 years, Minder Incorporated has supported... Please be generous.
The ball back centre field. Arnold, who kicked the last goal and the only goal for the Doggies, got the tap away, but it's been taken by Colville. The Eagles looking to go into attack. Lambert's there. He's thrown to the ground. The umpire says play on. The ball pushed forward. Now picked up by Steinburner, the speedster, trying to find a little bit of space. Ran into a spot of bother. Kicks around his body. Opportunity for the Doggies as Cotton punches the ball forward. In fact, that was Jones. Gets it back towards Brendan Daniel. Daniel buys a little bit of space. Drives it inside around the 50-metre line, and the mark's been taken by Lurs. So Simon Lurs, a short pass. There are loose players everywhere for the Doggies, and the mark's been taken by Jared Cotton. Loose football by the Eagles.
Yes, indeed. I was just about to say before our last break, they've got a little bit of height up forward, which might stretch the Eagles' defence. If you look at players like Conway drifting down, Lurs, Shell, I mean, all of a sudden, although there's a lot of good runners, on a day like today, I think you're going to see a lot of good marking.
So some very positive signs for the Doggies in the early stages of this game as the left-footer Jared Cotton lines them up and his teammates enjoy that kick. It's another goal. The Doggies are 2 goals. The Eagles yet to score on the Mile End Office Furniture scoreboard.
Oh, have you already had a shower?
No.
Well, there's no hot water. Have you got the tap on? You turn the tap off, will you?
It's not on.
Centre. The first possession comes out from Jason Ziller, and his kick goes to half forward with DeBias. We'll get a free kick for over the shoulder against Central's Brendan Daniel. Now DeBias about 70 metres out from goal, gets the ball back from McClure as the umpire whistles time back on. Now lead's forthcoming. Out comes Bailey. Can he take the mark? The big lead. The mark taken by Matthew Kluzak. He was about 4th in line there, took the grab, and he'll have a shot on goal from about 40 metres out, kicking into that northern end.
It'll be a good contest between Matty Kluzak and Scotty Lee, 2 of the more experienced players in the SANFL, and you called it perfectly there, Laurie. Matty Kluzak 4th in line, Scotty Lee 5th.
Here comes the kick. First game for about 6 weeks, Matthew Kluzak from a hamstring injury, making his return. Kick on its way. I think it's through for a goal. Opening goal of the game for the Eagles. They're 1 straight. Central's 2 straight on the Mile End Office Furniture scoreboard.
Well, we've only played 4 minutes here at Woodville Oval. Already 3 goals on the scoreboard. Some good attacking football here. And also interesting to note here, Poppy, that Arnold, the big central ruckman, is playing an attacking style of game. He's not dropping back into the Eagle defence. He's moving forward and trying to create opportunities up forward.
Well, we've seen a lot of ruckmen in this competition play one kick behind the players, a bit of a blocker up forward or in defence for their team. But today, as you called it perfectly, that's not happening. And usually what will result therefore is more goals, and certainly we've seen it early in this first quarter.
Well, the ball's back in the centre. Arnold with a definite height advantage over Wiggins, but Wiggins, the form player, along with Feast in the SANFL as far as ruckmen are concerned. The ball went out wide, nicely taken out there by Cotter. He's opposed to Pays today. The ball goes over to the physiotherapist in Cook. He's in a spot of bother, gets the handball away to Cotton though. Touch of class, Jared Cotton, back onto the left foot, drives it inside 50. Players set themselves, big leap from Jones from behind. He's also first to recover, paddling the ball forward. He'll get back onto the right boot, uses the handball instead. Opportunity for Holm, he went over the top there looking for Cotter, who's drifted down from his wing. He centres the ball nicely, and McGowan takes the chest mark, only 15 metres out, directly in front.
Wonderful play by Cotter. He had a couple of options there and couldn't quite find his target, and then snapped the ball over his left-hand shoulder. And that is a wonderful mark by McGowan, who really should put this one through as well. He's going to be kicking from about 20 to 25 metres out, straight in front, no wind, and should put on Central's 3rd goal.
Yes, we don't want to put the moguls on anyone, but there should be 4 goals without a miss. And why not in these conditions? Absolutely perfect. Ricky McGowan, a welcome addition to the Central lineup, just lopes in, stabs at the ball, puts it through the middle. They've kicked their 3rd. The Eagles have 1. You're on 5DN football.
And 10 minutes into the second quarter at Cardinia Park, St Kilda have taken the lead 5-2-32 to the Cats 3-4-22. At the MCG, the scores haven't changed from quarter time. 10 minutes played there. 4-2-26 Melbourne to Fremantle, 5-2-32. And at Princes Park, the Western Bulldogs are now 12-2-74 to Brisbane, 3-2-20 back to Woodville Oval.
And the ball back in the centre of the ground. The Doggies by 12 points. 3 goals straight to 1 goal straight. On the Mine Office Furniture scoreboard. Ball back in the centre. Good bounce by the umpire. Wiggins in ruck. Arnold. Won by Wiggins on that occasion. Through goes home. Gets the hand pass clear. Here's a chance there for Cotter. He goes long and strong down towards the goal square. Chance for the big man Moller to take the mark. And he's been paid. He's taken the grab. Bradley Moller will have a shot on goal from about 20 metres out, dead in front.
Well, that was the sort of height that I was talking about, a one-on-one contest there, and really stood his ground. And important that these sort of players who have the height don't get sucked into playing from behind. It's pretty hard to get around a tall bloke like that when he's playing in front as well. And it was excellent play on that occasion by Moller. 7
minutes into this first quarter, and it'll be Moller from about 20 metres out, dead in front. Left foot kick. Oh, it looks awkward, but it's good. Straight through the centre. Central's 4 straight. The Eagles 1 straight on the Mine Office Furniture scoreboard.
From the outside, a New Start egg may look the same. Out on the oval, Sturt, Rest are 1 goal apiece. Back to Woodville now.
Thanks very much, Andrew. Steinberner has the ball again, and the Doggies go forward. He drives it inside 50, looking for Shell. Couldn't find that player. Off the ground. There's the first point of the game, and, well, the World Cup just kicking in there for Jared Cotton. Decided to belt that one off the turf. Through for a point.
Nothing's really changed for the Bulldogs. The last time I saw them play was against Port Adelaide, when they absolutely belted the Magpies, and they seem to be playing with the same enthusiasm here. I don't understand why they've been playing so badly the last 3 weeks. They look terrific.
So here's Fruin to bring the ball back into play for the Eagles. He goes towards the outer side, looking for the big man Wiggins. Can't take the mark at the second attempt, but he's back in over it. Here's Pays now for the Eagles, just outside the defensive 50, and he will get a free kick. He looked at the umpire, well, in a little bit of bewilderment, but he's got the free kick. The veteran, over 300 games. In fact, it's going to go to Wiggins, so no wonder Pays was looking in bewilderment. Wiggins with the footy now. Will go long. The big man playing well for the Eagles this season. Kick up towards the wing. Flying high, Wakeland at the back. Ball to ground now. Polfreyman's there. Hand pass came out from Cotter, looking there and trying to find Cook. He tries to keep it in play, but can't do so, and we'll have a throw in between the wing and half forward. The crowd, fellas, pretty disappointing, I'd say, at the moment.
Yeah.
About 2,500.
At the most, Laurie, I'd say.
So here's the throw in. And McGowan's around that area, but it's Arnold up against Wiggins. Wiggins in the front spot, but Arnold got it down towards Cook. Left foot kick up towards attacking 50, looking down there for Lurs. Cotter running through. Here's Rogers, the skipper. but he takes the ball over the boundary line and out of play. We'll have a throw-in, 60 out from the southern end goal. Central's 4-1, the Eagles 1 straight.
Laurie, I've been thinking for the last 60 seconds, a look of bewilderment. What sort of look is that? Is that eyes wide open, mouth open as well? Or?
Bit of both.
Okay.
Thanks very much.
No, fair call, Robbie. Okay, the throw in on the outer side. And the ball from Arnold goes down towards Cook. Cook gets the handball away, looking for Jones, and a free kick will be awarded. And, well, talking of bewilderment, it's going to the umpire. Fair dinkum, he was running this way, wasn't he?
He was.
It's going to the doggies, and Timmy Cook, and rightly so. He drives the ball in long at the head of the square, setting himself his moller, got hands to the football, couldn't take it. Loose ball, players jump on top. The umpire blows the whistle and will bounce about 20 metres out.
Keller, this is about the time when you're a few goals down early in a quarter that you need to tighten up. I noticed in the last few occasions Centrals have gone forward. They've just had a yard or two on their opponents, and when they're handing the ball neatly, you can't give your opponent that bit of leverage. As we see a player lures coming off under the blood rule, you really need to tighten up every inch, don't you?
Yes, and this will also give Mark Micken a chance to probably sort out his defence and whether or not he wants to drop someone back there loose to cover up a couple of holes. At the moment, he's not doing that. They're still playing man on man. But 3 goals down already. We've only played 10 minutes of the first quarter. You'd see the match slipping away from a bad first quarter if it gets too much out of control.
Well, early days. Coming onto the ground is Damien Hicks replacing Lurs, and Hicks will go straight to centre half forward where Lurs was playing.
Good
so the umpire,
replacement.
yep, very much so.
Oh, yes.
He's had some good games this year, Hicks. The umpire will bounce the ball. Let's see what the ruckman do. One would suggest Wiggins would want to get it out of the danger zone quickly, but over the top the ball goes down to Moller. Tackled, players jump on top again. A free kick's been picked out. It'll go the way of the Eagles, and in fact will go the way of Hodgson. So Hodgson deep in defence, drops out a short pass, goes out to the skipper in Andrew Rogers, having a fantastic season, and this is the man that Barry Curtin is back to win the McGarry medal. And I think he'll poll well, but I'm not sure if he'll win. So the Eagles go into attack, streaming through the centre of the field. The kick goes out wide looking for Pesh. He needs to get into the game. Opportunity now for Rintoul, Chad Rintoul. He'll be looking for a bit of Burton. No, it was, in fact, it was Kluzak looking for the free kick. Play on the call. The handball goes back out there towards Scotty Lee. Lee around his body, trying to pirouette out of trouble back there, a central player, but the ball is out of play, and gee, he got up high then.
He did, didn't he, Matty Kluzak? I noticed when the Eagles moved through half back then, they didn't have a focal point, a leading focal point up forward, and they had to go laterally looking for a lead. But that could be a bit of a problem if Brett Burton doesn't put himself into the game shortly.
Bailey in the ruck up against Reimers on this occasion. Bailey won the tap, looking there for Rintoul. He applies a tackle, and we'll have a bounce down at half forward right. Central's 4-1, the Eagles on 1 straight, Poppy.
Also, Poppy, their wingers and halfback flankers have been caught in defence, and they've really been blocking up the central forward line. They didn't have enough runners coming forward then. There was no one moving forward for the Eagles, whereas when Central moved forward, they've got runners all over the place.
Bailey grabs it out the ruck. Ball comes over towards Palfreyman. Players diving on the footy. Daniel and also Bailey. Palfreyman again, but we'll have another bounce.
Talking of the wing duels, we've got a few beauties. 2 Steinburner up against Colville, 2 exciting youngsters, and on the other side, Lambert and Cotton. Cotton, of course, chock-a-block full of talent, and Lambert a real hard worker.
Here's the bounce down. Bailey got it to Pays. Left foot kick didn't go very far. Chance now for Wakeland. Gives the handball clear, looking for McGowan. He's had some good possessions early. Cross half back, kicks towards the grandstand wing.
Oh, yes.
Steinburner does a good job, takes the mark up against Colville on this occasion. Now Steinburner, the speedy Steinburner. He'll go long up towards the top of the 50. Good spoil applied there by Matthews. Ball comes to ground. Chance for Zilla. Right foot kick up towards half forward right. Up goes Pesh. Got off the ground nicely there as Pays now tries to pick the footy up. Looking to give a handball. He's got no one to give it to. Eventually gets onto the left foot. Goes long into the forward zone. At the back, Matthew Kluzak. Couldn't take the footy. Diving in, working hard. On this occasion, I think it was Palfreyman. The pack forms on the 50 and we'll have a bounce down at that 50-metre line. Northern end of Woodville Oval.
Poppy, I may be wrong, but I think you'll find that Pays and Cotter are on the other wing.
Is that right?
Well, I may be wrong, but I think you'll find that's the case. But you're spot on, though. A couple of good battles on the wings there as the ball is put down. Bailey is there, didn't have the height. Huey Reimers did, and the ball now goes out to Ricky McGowan, fighting fresh air there for a moment. But now he kicks towards the grandstand wing. Underneath it and nearly taking the mark. In fact, he does, is Hodgson. So the youngster playing his 5th league game drops out a short pass and finds Ziller. Only gains about 12 metres. Little Jason Villa goes short again and finds a teammate in Palfreyman. So another youngster for the Eagles plays on quickly. Now this looks promising. It's a nice looking kick out there looking for Bailey. Couldn't take
Kluzak.
it. Kluzak at the back of the pack. So too Reimers. Kluzak uses his body strength well. Picks up the football. The handball goes over to Pays. Taken by Schwert though on the last line of defence. Will he go back over the line? Perhaps he should have. And eventually Daniels takes the ball over the line. That could have been near fatal.
Well, I think Schwerty was in about 4 or 5 minds there as to what to do and probably should have just run the ball over for a point. Didn't hurt Central, though. A point given away. The Eagles move along to 1 goal, 1-7. Central 4 goals, 1-25.
Geister with the footy. Left foot kick goes very, very, very wide, and in fact too wide, and it's out of play without anyone touching it. So Andrew Pays will take the result. Free kick.
Basically criminal, that is, isn't it, really, from the kick-off when there's no real pressure on you.
Yes, indeed, as Pays kicks long from about 55. Ball will land near the goal square. Up goes Rogers, but taking the mark was Reimers, the big fella, Huey Reimers. Don't know what Rogers was doing down there, but anyhow, Reimers now chips out wide, finds Daniel Holm. Still in defensive 50. Holm onto the right foot, playing on quickly, kicks up towards the half-back flank, looking for Cotton. With him was Lambert, and we'll have a boundary throw in at right half forward for the Eagles.
Now, I know you'd expect it in conditions like this, but the game's pretty quick, and only difference between the two sides is Central District look a lot more structured and a lot more method in their moves forward.
15 minutes gone in the first quarter. It's the Doggies 25, leading the Eagles 7. Listen to all the action on 5 as Wiggins wins the ruck knock. Ball comes out the back. Chance now for Cotter. Kicks long up towards half forward left. Doing battle there. Cotton and Lambert. Ball comes to ground now. Here's Jones. With him is Hodgson. Back it comes towards Lambert. He goes towards the boundary line and over it eventually. And we'll have a throw in. Left half forward, southern end of Woodville Oval. The Doggies 4-1, Eagles 1-1 on the Moreland Office Furniture scoreboard.
Tim, you made a mention that the Doggies last week or the week before last didn't really give a yelp in the third quarter or the final quarter. They look like they've come out firing here. Peter Jonas must have really gotten stuck into them.
Yeah, well, there's a place for in the 5 up for grabs as the ball is put up high. Underneath it is Schwert, and he takes the mark. Now, we've had just over 16 minutes of this first term. 1-1 plays 4-1 on 5DN football. Schwert drives it inside 50.
Oh.
Rogers, big leap from behind. Couldn't take the mark, though. Loose ball. Jones tried to break his way through. Hodgson gets it out towards Rogers. Rogers goes back out there towards Leal, Brett Leal. He drives it out to the grandstand wing. The kick's not a good one, and Hugh Reimers takes a mark in front of Chad Rintoul. Reimers plays on quickly. Nice-looking drop punt pass, and in fact, he's found the waiting arms there of Hicks. So Hicks from about 55 metres out. Will he have a go? He's got the big man in the square. That's the direction he heads. Setting himself there is Radley Moller. The ball comes to ground. Taking the crumbs is Tobias. He's been quiet. That was holding the ball. Play on, says the umpire. Hodgson goes through again strongly. The handball over to Palfreyman. Now Lambert has it. Let's see if the Eagles can set something up. There's nowhere to kick to, though. He goes out in the direction of Burton. Burton opposed to Schwert. Oh, and has a few words there. And Schwert, he gives a ride then on the old chopper.
Fire up, young fella. That's the way to play the old fella, and Stephen Schwert gets stuck into him.
Well, I think Burton is a very good player when he's got a little bit of room to move to use that leap, but Schwerty's giving him no room at all and a little bit of experience there, and the young fella's getting pretty frustrated.
The ball down to Steinberner again. The game's starting to liven up. Steinberner's been a good player in this first term, but the mark's been taken by Brett Leal, and I tell you what, this lad has a fair income dip. He has a ton of courage. But this is where they're breaking down, Poppy. They just don't seem to be able to run it through the centre and centre half forward region. Jason Ziller with the football.
Yes, Jakey Ziller having a good season for the Eagles. Kicks long up towards half forward. Burton there with Schwert. Bit of hanging on to both players there as Rintoul snaps the footy. Well tackled. Too slow on that occasion. He's back over it now. Well tackled initially by Daniel.
No.
And he's got a free kick for over the shoulder.
Cannot work out the umpires sometimes. Rintoul was gone holding the ball for all money and gets a soft over the shoulder.
And away he goes. Kicks long, finds Bailey, who drops what he might have taken. Kick off the ground by Pace to an unguarded goal square.
Ooh.
Oh, shaved the post, through from behind. The Eagles 1-2. Central's 4-1 on the Moreland Office Furniture scoreboard after 18 minutes of the first
Bit
term.
of justice there, Poppy.
Well, possibly, but I thought that the ball came out in the tackle on Rintoul, in fairness to him, but I thought the free kick for too high maybe should have been play on. Nevertheless, I was a bit disappointed the way Rintoul read the play around him on that occasion, Kim.
Yep, I think that was a fair indication why he's playing in the SANFL at the moment. Just a little out of touch, had no feel for him. That's 6 cents, as they say, as the mark's been taken by Reimers from the kick-in. So he drops in a short pass and finds Jared Cotton. Lambert nowhere to be seen on Cotton at the moment, unless Cotton's having a run on the ball, which he may be. There is Lambert, but he hasn't got the football. Timmy Cook has. He drops in a short pass, and Daniel Holm has the football. The Doggies are running around like unregistered dogs at the moment. They have players everywhere. And there's another short pass, and it's gone back to Tim Cook, and that is just so loose at the moment by the Eagles. Good play by Central, though, and Tim Cook, the much talked about Tim Cook, and somewhat maligned in the start of the season. AFL aspirations, Crow squad member, but just perhaps not quite up to that level. Very good SANFL player, though. He will line up from about 45. Thanks, fellas, I'll just hang myself. As he lines up with the left boot, and that's a beautiful looking kick. So the Doggies move along to 5-1-31. The Eagles 1-2-8 on the Mile End Office Furniture scoreboard.
Toyota's greatest sale ever is now into extra time. With gutsy style at now just $13,990 drive away. With free air, driver's airbag, 24-hour roadside assistance and a 3-year factory warranty. Conditions apply.
90 to 3 odd 5 to the end. Looking at the other local scores, Port Adelaide 2-2-14. North Adelaide yet to score. At Woodville Oval, West trail by 4 points. 1-2 to Sturts, 2 straight goals, 12. And the AFL at Cardinia Park, Geelong 4-6-30. Trailing St Kilda 6-2-38. At the MCG, Melbourne 6-4-40 to Fremantle 6-2-38. And Western Bulldogs 13-5-83 to Brisbane 4-3-27. Back to Woodville Oval.
Cook with a footy inside attacking 50 for Central Districts. Colville jumped over the top, nearly gave away a free kick. Umpire says now we'll have a bounce 45 metres out from goal. Central's 5-1, the Eagles 1-2.
I think you can get some sort of indication as to why Central District supporters are very frustrated with the way the year's gone for them, because they're playing the sort of football obviously they're capable of, but haven't been doing in the last month.
Here's Wiggins in the ruck, gets the handball back to Lambert, slick one over towards Polfram. It was too slick for that player as Holm came on the scene. Slapped the ball forward. Chance now for Colville to pick up just on the edge of the defensive 50. Handballs the ball along the boundary line. And eventually it goes over the line and out of play. We'll have a throw in.
I think also some of the Eagles' problems stem from centre-half forward. We've got Chad Rintoul up against Hugh Reimers down there, and Reimers is just controlling everything from centre-half back, and there's a huge height advantage to Reimers as well.
Yes, big height difference all around the ground, it seems, at the moment. The ball thrown back into play. Chance now for Andrew Rogers. Gets the handball out, but Cook intercepts it. Over goes the footy to Jones. Will he do something spectacular? Goes for home with the kick. I don't know if he's brought it around enough. Gee, it would have been a terrific goal if he had. Central's now 5-2. The Eagles 1-2 as we enter time on in the first quarter.
Kim, I'm not sure that you've seen it too much of the Eagles this year, but Andrew Rogers is the sort of player that you could shift to some sort of focal point up forward. At least he's going to provide a contest and get himself in a position where, coming from defence, he's something to look for.
Oh, look, there's no question he can play both ends of the ground. As Cotton goes forward, I'll get back to that, Poppy, and fortunately for the Eagles, they've taken a mark in defence. I think this, it's Matthews with the ball. I think this height advantage, though, can be an advantage also for the Eagles if they were to bring the ball in more effectively into their forward line. Now, you see Daniel's been moved on to Rintoul now, so there has been a move made there. But it's just their use of the ball at the moment, the Eagles, that's letting them down badly. But Rogers has been very good in defence this year, Poppy, as Jared Cotton, he's running a muck. He has another kick, drops in a short pass, and the mark has been taken by Jones. And distance will not be a problem as we see Bailey leave the ground for Christopher Cluzak.
What's he done to his hair, Christopher Cluzak?
Yeah, I thought it was the wrong player for a second. He's Goldilocks. He's gone yellow. Have a look at that. Might be Cole Langdon.
Just about. Goodness me.
Okay, Mark Jones, one of the best kicks in the South Australian National Football League. He's actually took the mark about 35 metres out. He's lining up from about 65 at the moment. But he will balance himself. He's inside 50, he's 45, he lets fly, and he has split the centre. He's a beautiful kick. Gee whiz, the doggies on fire. They move along to 6-2, the Eagles 1-2.
Having problems with your telly?
Last time these two sides met as Burton in the ruck gets it down towards Pesh in the left forward pocket. Chambers is with him. He shrugs that tackle. Lee eventually got him. In goes McClure, and we'll have another bounce in the left forward pocket down in front of the northern end of the Woodville Oval.
Laurie, you mentioned that the same thing happened last time these two sides met. There's no question, Poppy and Darren, that Central are suspect and questionable under a lot of pressure. So they've just got to keep chipping away, and you're always a chance against the doggies on current form.
Well, you are, and I suppose if you look at last night's game between the Crows and Carlton, at quarter time it looked as though the Crows were full of run and there's no way you'd stop them, but all of a sudden you chip away, and at the end of the day you've got the 4 points, and the same could apply here.
So how would you like to have Craig Bradley in your team?
Well,
Yeah, unbelievable.
Thank you very much.
68 years of age and gets a million kicks a week.
Here's Steinburner, defensive 50, gets the kick up towards half forward. Should be a free kick to Polfreman. Play on, says the umpire. In goes Jason Zilla, gets the handball out to Colville. Left half forward, chipped kick up towards Pesh. 70 metres out from goal, just in front of the Barry Jarman stand here at Woodville Oval. Now Pesh will go long, trying to find maybe Bailey down there, but there's no one back there for the Eagles, and the mark taken by big Huey Reimers.
Now, that is the difference. Now, Reimers takes a mark uncontested. The disposal has been terrible by the Eagles, and Darren, you're right. Reimers appears to be back on Rintoul again.
Yeah, what's happening is Reimers is moving forward into the central forward line, and then Daniel will pick up Rintoul, so he's not unchecked.
Cotter careers through the centre of the ground, drives it up towards the 50-metre line for the Doggies. The ball comes to ground. Rogers is there, puts out a hand, grabs the football, tackled high, and will receive the free kick. So umpires, runners going everywhere at the moment, Laurie.
Bailey's actually off the ground for, that was why Christopher Kluzak came onto the ground. So Bailey having a rest at the moment.
Okay, so the ball back with...
Blood rule for Rintoul too.
Oh, yeah. Oh, a lot of
nasty
blood, too. He's caught one on the top around the hairline, it looks like, or perhaps the eyebrow. And he's coming off to the ground. He's okay, just appears a little bit dazed, but certainly a little bit of ketchup there. So coming onto the ground is young Ciccolella, playing his third league game, but we saw him debut, and he's quite a likely type. So Andrew Rogers with the football can go backwards if he wishes to kick to Fruin. But instead, he kicks to the outer side, looking for Wiggins, who's been quiet, but the ball comes to ground. McGowan takes it, gets it back to Cotter. Cotter onto the right boot, and the mark's been taken uncontested there. By Hodgson. So look at this, they've got nowhere to go. So it's a short pass back out towards Rogers. Now he goes short again, looking for Burton, and finally he finds some space.
And it's Brett Burton, the youngster. Schwert on the mark. First possession for Burton. He kicks long up towards the attacking 50. Out comes Chris Kluzak. Chance now for Big Huey to go for a bounce. He does so. Tackled by Colville. Holding the ball or a throw. Doesn't matter. Free kick to the Eagles. That surely will lift the side. We've played 26.5 minutes of the first quarter. Colville goes along up towards the goal square. Wrestling on. Here's Matthew Kluzak. Can he control the footy? It's snapped towards goal by Pays. Off to the right, through from behind. The Eagles 1-3, Central 6-2.
Very good chase there by Gavin Colville. Huey Reimers had a ton of time to get rid of that ball. Probably had no options up forward. Changed his mind about 2 or 3 times, but a very good tackle by the young fella and Gavin Colville.
He had a rush of blood, didn't he? Just for a moment he thought he was a rover, then he remembered he was a ruckman. It was too late.
As the ball's brought back into play, nice long kick there by not Reimers, Geister, I should say. And the ball is on the ground and will have a bounce once more. Now, I was about to say before Reimers made that mistake, perhaps Reimers and Steinburn are two of the better players on the ground. Okay, umpire will bounce once again. Eagles 1-3, Central 6-2. Feel free to disagree. Don't laugh at me, Darren. As the ball hits the ground again, and Wiggins gets the tap out to Polfreman. Can he pick it up cleanly? Does. Gets it slickly over towards Pesh. Pesh onto the right boot, spears out a pass there looking for Kluzak, and he takes it well on the lead. Looking threatening, Kluzak. This is Matthew Kluzak. Drives it back inside 50. Burton, big leap, couldn't take it. Off hands taken there by McClure. McClure's kick was smothered, and the umpire blows the whistle and will bounce about 45 metres out. We've had 28 minutes of this first term. Central 6-2, the Eagles 1-3.
I get the feeling, though, in the last few minutes, the Eagles have somewhat squared the game, haven't they? They've stopped the rot that the Central District side had created in the first 15 minutes of the game. And if they can get a few majors on the board, all of a sudden they go in at quarter time with a bit of confidence.
Now Wakeland with the footy from defensive 50, kicks up towards the wing. Ball to ground now, good spoil by Rogers, finds Lambert. Over it goes to Jason Zilla on the half-forward line. A shocking kick, but it finds Pesh, 60 metres out from goal. Playing in front, Nick Pesh, starting to get into the game now. He goes long up towards the forward zone. Out comes Kluzak. Coming across was Reimers. Ball taken by Lee. Hand pass to Colville of the Eagles. He's in a bit of bother. Gives it off to Wiggins. Wiggins in turn trying to find his teammate Ciccolella, but the ball's now in the direction of Colville. Running in was Cook on that occasion. Couldn't control it. Lambert gets the handball out to Ciccolella. He runs around Jones. He's about to get nailed again, but he kicks towards half-forward right. Mark taken there by Tobias. Now the Eagles need to move the ball quickly. Long kick by Tobias into the forward zone. Up went Burton, only one-handed. Chance now for Pace. Off the ground towards the goal square. Taken there by Matthew Kluzak, and he puts it through. The Eagles 2-3. Central 6-2. Matthew Kluzak kicks his second goal.
Let me tell you a small story if you've lost a tooth or three of Dentures Direct Partial Denture work that's fully guaranteed. A Dentures Direct Partial Denture will do the job just fine. Front teeth or back teeth, top or bottom or canine. It's a lightning quick service. They'll fix you in just a jiff with a partial denture replacement. No whys, nor buts, nor ifs.
Dentures Direct work with dentists to give you fast, quality partial dentures in metal or plastic. And it'll cost you a lot less. Pensioner discounts and medical rebates apply. Dentures Direct, Door Park and Multiple.
Puts this one up high on the grandstand wing. Players set themselves, and underneath it, taking a good mark there, was Hodgson. Travis Hodgson. 29 minutes gone, in fact 30 minutes, so the siren should sound at any moment as Hodgson puts it forward looking for Wiggins. He was the meat in the sandwich, taken by McClure, who's tackled hard. And Holm let one fly, and McClure, here we go, little push and shove. The umpire comes in, Pesh is in there. Little show of strength there, rush of blood. Scratcher Colville gets involved. Holm let a couple go.
Yes, you're gone, son.
Oh, out comes the
You're gone.
Oh, Daniel Holm. Now, honestly, what a pigeon. Why did he do that?
That was ridiculous. Right in front of the umpire. A couple of little jabs to the old stomach region, and stupid play by a young man.
Well, there you go. That ends the first quarter on a rather sensational note. Now, Daniel Holm has been reported. Just a couple of, low blows to the midriff there, right in front of the umpire. So at quarter time, the Eagles 2-3-15, trailing Central 6-2-38. And I would imagine the second quarter will be a fiery one when we get back to it after this break.
It's an undeniable fact.
That they shared the ball around so much is probably proven by the fact that they've got 6 goal scorers as well. They did have a lot more space than what the Eagles should be allowing any side. The Eagles, I thought, though, fought their way back into this game late in that first quarter. And Eagles fans, don't despair, because the last time these two sides met, the Eagles, in fact, trailed at quarter time by around about 28 points. At the moment, they trail by 23.
And the second quarter about to get underway. Rintoul still off the ground after that nasty gash to the head. So Chicarella on Hugh Reimers at the moment as the doggies paddle the ball forward. It goes out towards Chambers. Very slick out to Timmy Cook. Wobbly drop punt pass, and the defence of the Eagles is good as the Matthews tries to paddle the ball forward. Lurs now wearing number 57 for the benefit of those here at the Woodville Oval as Cook goes forward again, puts it up high, one-on-one contest. Cotton couldn't take it. Taking the crumbs is Nick Pesh, so he's lifted his work rate, getting back in defence. Their drives long. Steinberner's there, beating Colville at the moment. Gets it over towards Brenton Daniel. He needs a little bit of space, and he finds some, but he's still in trouble. Good harassing there by Tobias as Daniel puts the ball up high, and trying to mark from behind was Jason Ziller. And Jason, when you're 3'2", you don't try and take the grab from behind. Yes. Gee whiz, he should have punched. I know he was only opposed to, who is that out there?
McGowan.
McGowan, and well, McGowan's got a height advantage.
And he's only 3'6".
Yeah. Now, yes, they picked up Darren Cale. Reimers has gone from centre-half back, ran up to the centre-half forward area because he has the height advantage over Chicarella. As the handball goes out from McClure, play on the McCall. McClure gets back in there again, out to Ziller, gets the kick away, wobbly torpedo punt, and the mark's been taken by Burton. He likes to get a bit of space, and he has some at the moment. He drives it inside 50. Strong body work there by Kluzak. Matthew Kluzak puts out a wobbly kick to his brother Christopher, who was all by himself. He snares the football, goes back to Tobias. He sees Pays by himself, kicks it in that direction. He's Pays dropped the chest mark, and now the crumbs have been picked up by Scott Lee. Can you believe that?
And his kick's a shocker also, but it finds Reimers. He's well tackled by the Eagles, but he's got the free kick. But possibly a trip or something. Did you pick that up, Killer?
It was over the shoulder. Talk about a comedy of errors there. The Kluzak brothers, just all they had to do was kick it to each other, and it was a certain goal. Then Andy Pays missed an absolute sitter in the goal square.
Big Huey finds Wakeland out on the wing. And
they turned into the Marx brothers.
Well,
Larry.
they did. They made the Marx brothers look serious then with that comedy of errors.
Kick up towards half forward, looking there for McGowan. Pesh over the footy. And is he taking it over the line? He's been taken over the line by McGowan. And we'll have a boundary throw in.
Well, Matty Kluzak did all the hard work there, Killer. Used the body perfectly to get rid of a fairly strong Scott Lee. Had his brother within 5 yards of the goals and not an opponent within 20, and miscued the kick.
Wiggins and Arnold in front. Wiggins got it down to Jason Ziller. Kicks up towards the wing. He's got no one there for the Eagles, and Holm takes the mark for the Doggies. Now he feints the handball, eventually gets onto the right foot. Kicks long up towards young Shell. With him is Matthews. Good spoil affected by that player. Ball to ground now. Chance for the player in Jones to pick the footy up. Can't control it. In over it again. With him is Chambers. Jones is gang tackled by a couple of Eagles. right below the Mile End Office Furniture scoreboard, which tells us the Eagles trail by 23 points. And the umpire just blowing his whistle to indicate some time off. 3 minutes gone in the second quarter. Bounce down on that outer half forward flank, about 45 out from the northern end goal. 15 plays 38. The visitors leading. Up goes Wiggins. Got the left-handed tap down towards Leal. Chasing him McGowan. Can't catch him. Leal's kick up towards the wing. To no one in particular. Running back with the footy, Daniel. Well tackled by Tobias. Fell to ground. The ball comes out now. Burton tries to kick it off the ground. As he kicked it out in the full, he has. Bit of bad luck there as Schwert takes the resultant free kick on the wing for the Doggies.
So Stephen Schwert, younger brother of Patrick, who was a pretty good fullback for the Doggies in his day, kicks down looking for Cook over the head of that play, but he recovers well. Strong tackle though. Now Pesh picks up the crumbs, drives it up to centre half forward. Burton, big fly from behind. Poultryman is there, diving in there, punching the ball forward out towards Colville, but Steinburner intercepts, can't pick it up. Colville over the top, Soccer's off the ground. That was intelligent play. Over towards Kluzak. Kluzak off the side of his boot. That was Matthew. Now Poultryman picks it up. He's on the left boot, puts it back towards Christopher Kluzak, who fell over and slipped at the start. Now Steinburner is in there. He's tackled, and a free kick's been picked out.
Well, that's one off the right boot and one off the left boot for Christopher Kluzak. Just chop him off, son.
He has the capacity to do that. A mixture of very good and somewhat indifferent form. Now the ball deep in defence for the Doggies. We've had 4 minutes of this second term, and it's a nice clearing kick. Wakeland's been quiet. Reimers went up high. It's been picked up though by Burton. Slick handball over towards Chickarella. Now the handball goes back to Hodgson from Pesh. Intercepted and taken by McGowan. Chance the Doggies now. They stream forward through Mark Jones. He uses the support of Wakeland. Wakeland puts it onto the right boot. Centres it up towards centre half forward. The ball hits the ground. Punched forward by Fruin. Corey Lambert's there. Thought about a handball. Oh, nearly taken out there by McGowan. Gets the handball away to Big Wiggins, though. He clears with a pass to Matthews, and the Eagles should get out of trouble.
Yes, Matthews taking the grab, and great play by Wiggins on that occasion. He was under the pump, but he cleared the footy. Now the kick, not a good one. Zilla comes in. Here's Tobias now. Slick hand pass over to Burton. Burton kicks up towards half forward right, but he's got no one there in Geister. Oh, called to play on now by the umpire. Zilla in there working hard. Here's Tobias, runs past the Central's player, runs past another. Handballs to Matthew Kluzak. Can he kick his third? I think he can, he does. Through it goes. The Eagles 3-3 now. Central 6-2 on the Mile End Office Furniture scoreboard.
We know it's no fun being sick or having an operation.
He's just like knocked my Pepsi all over my budget. Okay, back here, the Eagles are back into it. 21 plays 38. Arnold in there working hard. Tim Cook picks up the crumbs. He's tackled by Wiggins and thrown out of it. Now Daniel Holm has the ball and spears out a pass looking for Cotton. Couldn't take it cleanly. He recovers nicely though, gets back onto the left boot, puts up a pass, and the mark from behind attempted by Matthews, couldn't take it. Now an opportunity going through there is the big fella in Shell, Daniel Shell, but his kick is wide and in fact out of bounds on the full. And Laurie, if you can take over, I'll mop up this mess.
Yes, I will, as Fruin will relieve for the Eagles in the left back pocket. Currently trailing by 17 points after 6.5 minutes of this second quarter as the kick out. Not a bad kick. Looking there for the big man Wiggins. Too strong from behind on this occasion against Arnold. Now the big man, he's lifted in this second quarter. Kicks into the midfield. Matthews running down from fullback, takes the mark between the halfback and the wing. Move the ball quickly, son. He's told by his teammates as he looks for Chickalella.
Well done.
Good mark. Away he goes, the young man. Too far out to score. Runs around Steinburner. He handballed straight to Daniel. Did a good bit of play there, Daniel, as he kicks awkwardly with the left foot up towards the wing where Cotton takes the mark, doing the better on Lambert at the moment. Kick forward up towards left half forward. Lurs all on his own. Takes the mark. Rogers on the scene, but it's too late. The kick from Lurs is a good one. And the mark taken by, I think it's Jones on this occasion, but Rintoul making his way from the rooms across to the bench. And Jones now with the footy, 35 metres out from goal.
Well, that was disappointing for Chickalella because he did the right thing there. Took a great mark over Huey Reimers, and then unfortunately had his handball intercepted by Daniel, and the Bulldogs players just moved the ball forward very quickly. They had a loose player, and they finally found Mark Jones, who's on a tight angle though, about 35 metres out.
So the kick from Jones. I think he's kicked a good looking kick straight through the centre. Doggies' first goal of the second term. They're 7-2. The Eagles 3-3 on the Mylan Office Furniture scoreboard.
And I can tell you, boys, Chickalella has been removed from the ground. I don't think it was because of that indiscretion, though. Rintoul now stitched up and back onto the ground.
Well, the Doggies needed to answer that. As I've mentioned a few times, you got the feeling the Eagles were working their way back into this game, and certainly on the scoreboard they are. The Doggies, as a rule, like to come from behind. It's new territory for them to be way out in front, but today they've got to answer their critics and respond.
21 plays 44 as the ball is punched forward by Hugh Reimers. Comment Rob Popplestone as the ball goes down towards Zilla. He can't get it to a teammate. Going through strongly is McGowan. Good hands in close. Gets it to Chambers. Chambers tries to crash his way through. Tackled high. The advantage should be paid. Lurs has it. The umpire says, OK, keep going, son. So he drives it forward, looking for the big chap in Moller. Couldn't take the mark. Close to the goal line there. And in fact, Lambert's working hard. Matthews is in there. Still a loose ball.
Ooh,
in goes McClure. Yes, it is tough and hard there at the bottom of the pack. And the umpire will bounce 7 metres out from the Doggy goal.
Very important 5 or 10 minutes here, especially for the Eagles. The Doggies have answered by kicking a quick goal, and the Eagles do have more of the ball here early in the second quarter. They need to get a couple of quick runs on the scoreboard.
The umpire will bounce once more. I think the Eagles should concede the point. Let's see what they do. Moller goes up. Wiggins tried to. It's still in play, though. Cook is there. Now it's socket off out towards Zilla. He picks it up, quickly gets it onto the boot. That's good thinking and good football. It goes out towards Tobias. There's one player to beat in Daniel. Nearly did that. Tackled high and wins the free kick. Good play, Michael Tobias. So Tobias from the defensive side of the centre drives it in there looking for and finding Rintoul. Rintoul puts it out wide to Brett Lill. Let's see what the Eagles can do.
And the youngster away goes. Left foot kick up towards the attacking 50. Looking there on this occasion, trying to find Matthew Kluzak. Dropped the mark. Cotter got a handball over towards Scotty Lee. Running through half-back now, Reimers. Kicks up towards the half-forward area. Looking there for Cotton, who is very dangerous at the moment. And he takes a diving mark, and he's told to go back behind his mark. Rightly so by the umpire. And Reimers now running down towards half-forward here on his own. And the ball now with Cotton. Chips into the midfield. Finds Chambers. Away he goes. Between the wing and the centre and half-forward. Kicks long up towards the 50.
Oh, yes.
Mark taken by Shell. 45 metres out from goal. And what's the umpire said here? He said, just go back behind the mark, son, and have a shot at goal. So Centrals, they lead by 23 points. Shell now a chance to increase that lead further.
Too many times the Eagles are just expecting that the Doggies won't go short, and they are, and it's giving them a little bit of space to work with. Again, Jason Siller was caught spectating then when really he should have made the effort to make up 5 or 10 yards and cut off the option.
The young man, Shell, 18 years old, rookie season for Centrals, kicks from 49 metres. Long kick, won't make the distance. Up there, Moller. Hand ball to ground now. Here's Pays. Out of defence. Goes long towards the half-back region. Got no one virtually there to kick it to. Up goes Colville eventually, who made the contest. Ball comes to Cotter. He goes up towards the goal square. Running out Wiggins. Can he take the mark? Oh, he has. Geez, played well today, particularly in this second quarter. And he will relieve for the Eagles. Right in front of the goal there at the northern end. Now Wiggins, what's he going to do? He's got McClure short. Again, elects to go towards the grandstand wing. Looking there for Burton. Up he went. Schwert also went up. Cotter at the back of the pack takes the footy. Left foot kick up towards the forward zone. Up flying high through and ball comes to ground. Jones snaps towards goal. Went nowhere near the goal. Went off the side of his boot and the mark was taken by Matthews in the left back pocket.
So Matthews onto the left boot and spears out a pass which is nicely accepted by Rintoul. He in turn puts it wide to Tobias. In fact, down the middle of the ground Bias goes. Gets around one opponent. Drives it. Transfers play out to the grandstand wing. Kluzak an opportunity. Has one to beat. Did that. Oh, he was tripped. He was tripped by Scotty Lee. Play on the call. Taken by Pays. He drives it inside 50. Underneath it is Christopher Kluzak. Couldn't take the football, and taking the ball over the line is Geister, and the players want a free kick for deliberate, but the umpire says throw it in. And boys, I'm just having a look at the Central District Reserves lineup. Have a look at these players. You've got Saywell, Casserly, Jimmy Wind, Scott Stevens, who's been struggling, but Jason Ray, Conway, Hopwood, Willis, Mazurowski, Ellis, McArdle. Gee, they've got a lot of talent. Yep, a lot of depth, the Doggies, but can't get any consistency. But they're going all right at the moment as the ball goes back towards the boundary line and will be thrown in one more time. In fact, it'll probably happen on a number of occasions during the day. 12 minutes into this second term, Poppy.
Well, Matty Kluzak scored all of the Eagles' 3 goals, and he's certainly in good form. He's very, very strong. Scotty Lee, no stranger to a physical contest, but Kluzak, I think, has got the edge on him at the moment, but he needs a bit of help down in that forward zone because he's not getting a lot.
Burton did the ruck work. The crumbs were taken nicely by Cotter. He gets the kick away, and there's some courage. A great mark by Rintoul, and you can see that bandage on his forehead, and it's actually the adhesive has come off. So you'll have to have that attended to as he drives it inside 50, and a big mark by Reimers. And boys, perhaps the best man on the ground.
I think so. I think he's played well from the very first bounce, and he's dominated centre-half back.
And he gave the handball over towards Steinburner, who went long out towards the wing, but Wiggins, who's playing a great game in this second quarter, traps the footy, kicks towards half forward. Polfreman couldn't take the ball in the half volley. Chance now for McGowan. He's tackled by Polfreman, and the umpire says he couldn't get rid of it. We'll have a bounce at left half forward.
Must also say I've been very impressed with the way Jared Cotton's played. He hasn't played a great deal of football, has struggled with injury all year so far, and has only played a few games in the local comp, and he's played very well here today.
So here's the bounce down on the corner of the centre square at left half forward. Southern end. Up goes about 4 players on this occasion. Chance now for Colville. In trying to trap the footy was Chambers, but McClure got a kick forward. Looking there for Burton. He's doing battle with Schwert. Schwert will be first to the footy. Tries to knock it over the line and is successful, but he'll get a free kick for over the shoulder against Burton.
It's a wise old head, isn't it?
Oh, yes.
Stephen Schwert.
Yes, using that boundary line well, and he's got a free kick. So he's about 30 out from his own goal. And Stephen Schwert doing a pretty good job on Burton in the game so far. Schwert now, left foot kick. High kick up towards half-back right. Up goes Wiggins. Or it might have been a free kick to Arnold, and it is for over the shoulder. The big man playing in front, and he gets the free kick now. Called to play on. Ball over towards McGowan. High kick up towards the wing, and going up high on that occasion was Hodgson. Sharking the crumbs was Rogers. He storms through. Gives the handball off to Leal. Up towards left half forward. Colville running with the flight of the foot. He takes the mark. He's moving the ball quickly now. He directs the ball towards half forward. Chance for Burton. With him, Schwert. Good spool applied. Here's Pays. A chance to kick a goal. 40 metres out. Goes for home. It should be shepherded through. It is by Christopher Kluzak. And through it goes. The Eagles kick their fourth. They're 4-3-27. Central 7-2-44 on the Mile End Office Furniture scoreboard.
Things can get pretty hectic at the Central District Footy Club. There's live music Friday and Saturday nights, meat raffles, full betting facilities and the pokies. Then there's the food. Monday bistro, Tuesday steak night, Wednesday schnitzel night, Thursday meal deals, Friday seafood, plus their 2-course dinner dances for $9. And every time you spend at the Bulldogs Club, you're closer to winning a house and land package at Golden Grove. It's a wonder they have time to play footy. Get behind the Central District Football Club, where everyone's welcome.
As the ball back in the centre, and the Eagles getting back into this game. 27 plays 44. Wiggins got the tap away. Going through strongly is Tobias. He's tackled and dispossessed. Now McClure tries to break his way through. Likewise with him. Loses the football. Play on the call. Reimers is there. Now the umpire moves in, and Chad Rintoul, that's a different look.
It is. He's got a bandage now all the way around his forehead, and obviously that was a pretty bad cut he had early in the first quarter.
Wiggins to do the ruck work against Arnold. Wiggins had the superior strength then, but the ball's picked up by Timmy Cook. He puts it up to centre half forward, and taking a timely mark there is Hodgson. Plays on quickly over towards Lambert, who kicks with the right boot out wide looking for Pays. Couldn't take it. Running straight at him was Scotty Lee. Now Rintoul gets the ball, gives it back to Pays, who kicked the last one for the Eagles. He's 60 metres out. It's a lovely looking kick. Getting back there is Bender. Might bounce through, and it didn't quite. Getting back there on the last line of the fence was Paul Geister.
Unlucky there in the end. Geister just doubling back to help out his teammate, and fortunately just got to the ball as the ball was crossing the line. So a lucky break for the Bulldogs.
The Eagles move to 4-4. Central 7-2 after 16 minutes of this second quarter. The kick out is a good one. Finds big Huey Reimers. Gives off by hand towards McGowan. Away goes McGowan. Kicks up towards the wing. He's got Steinburner on his own. Controls the footy now. Takes the mark. Away he goes, the speedy Steinburner. Running down the half-forward area. He can run all the way into the 50. Kicks from 50 metres out. Goes for home. He's put it through. Great play by Centrals. The Eagles didn't touch it from the kick out. The Central side moved to 8-2. The Eagles 4-4 on the Mile End Office Furniture scoreboard.
It's an undeniable fact. Ageing is a part of life. Enjoying quality of life in our later years.
Central Well, 8-2-50 with a quick reply. The Eagles 4-4-28. 5DN football with Kim Dillon, Darren Cale, Laurie Colliver and Rob Popplestone as the ball is punched by Wiggins but taken by Reimers, having a blinder today. Puts it out towards Cotton, one-on-one against Lambert, but happy for that ball to go over the line in front of the Ansett Australia side there, and that's who we're flying tonight with Killer when we go over to see the power play tomorrow.
That's right. Should be good. The first time for me at the SCG. I've never been there. I understand it's a very nice oval to go and watch the footy.
Looking forward to watching the big monolith plugger play as well. As the ball is punched forward, Lambert is there. The Dogs go forward though. It's close to the boundary line.
Yes.
Oh, stolen by Mark Jones on the right boot. Will he have a shot or will he centre the ball? I think he did a bit of both. The ball comes to ground. In there is Pesh, who's worked well in defence. Oh, that's clever work. Let's see what he can do. There's not a lot of action out here as he goes towards Pays, but superior pace by Cotter. He gets the football. Pays applies some pressure. Did it well, Andrew. Oh, the umpire said he held him. Pays was taken out by Daniel Holm, and the umpire won't buy into that, and Pays has been pushed into the fence, and he's yet to get up. He's back on his feet. So Daniel Holm in the action again, and in the interim period, the mark has been taken by Simon Lurs, who will shoot from about 50 metres out. And if they had the big screen here, Poppy, you'd be watching that passage of play again.
I reckon I would be too. What a great passage of play it was too. The free kick was there against Page. He just lacks that little bit of toe he had 3 or 4 years ago, but it's a nice little impression he's got of the wire fence now in his forehead.
So Simon Lurs now wearing number 57 after getting blood on his Guernsey. And that's a beautiful looking kick. And he steered that one through. So the Doggies keeping their advantage. They move along to 9-2. The Eagles 4-4 on the Mile End Office Furniture scoreboard.
17 past 3, 5DN football, and having a look at the other local games at Adelaide Oval. Port Adelaide 4-9-33 leading North Adelaide 2-5-17 by a margin of 16 points there. At Unley Oval, Sturda 9-4-58 to West Adelaide 4-6-30. In the AFL, Cardinia Park, Geelong 5-9-39, St Kilda 8-4-52. Geelong trailing by 13 points there. At the MCG, Melbourne 9-6-60. Fremantle 7-3-45 at Princess Park. Western Bulldogs 16-6-102 to Brisbane 6-3-39. Back to Woodville Oval.
There's a bit of commotion on and off the field. The ball now in the 54 Central Districts. They lead by 28 points. 56 plays, 28, Kim.
Laurie should explain what happened. The ball never went back to the centre. There was a bit of a kerfuffle on the half-forward line. The free kick was awarded to the Doggies, so that's why they're inside 50 already after not going back to the centre after kicking the last goal.
Bruin in ruck, knocked it down to Jason Zilla, running through Hugh Reimers. With him is Colville. Takes the footy now, Gavin Colville. Shepherd applied by Pesh. Kicking to open spaces here on the grandstand wing. Polferman racing after the football. He's got it now, does it well. The former Tasmanian gives the handball in ball to Colville. The Eagles linking up well now as Tobias has the footy. Half forward right. He's got Burton on his own right up against the boundary line. And the boundary umpire's miles away. He reckons it's out on the full.
Wow. But how can you see that?
He listened to Stephen Schwert, I think.
But I don't think it matters because the Eagles took the wrong option. The ball should have gone from Tobias over the top to Matthew Kluzak. It was all by himself and they'd be having a shot for goal now.
Centrals by 28 points. Schwert with the footy. Kicks up towards left half back. Up goes Wiggins. Nearly took the mark. Ball comes to ground. Pack forming at right half forward for the Eagles. And the umpire, Kevin Chambers, says we'll have a bounce, Darren.
We must also explain that kerfuffle we were talking about all started when Andrew Pays was shunted into the wire fence here from a big hip and shoulder from Daniel Holm. And then after the goal was kicked, Daniel Holm and Andrew Pays had a bit of a fight on, a box on, and the free kick was awarded back to Central.
Wiggins won the ruck knock. Chance now for Steinberger to get a handball out towards Wakeland. Players diving in on the footy, and we'll have a bounce. 5DN's match of the day. We've approached time on in the second term. It's the Central side by 28 points.
Now, you can't say box on, or they would have been reported. A bit of a slap and tickle, mate.
Okay, slap and that's fine. But Daniel Holm has already been reported, mind you, at the end of the first quarter, so he has to watch it a bit.
Sorry, Kim. Ball kicked up towards the wing, taken by Hodgson, and he takes the ball over the line. I did give you a tap there, mate.
Sorry
about that.
I'm talking about Daniel Holm, both fellas. He loves it rough and tough, but he's on a guy that likes it just the same in Corey Lambert, doesn't he, Laurie? And he'll have a contest on his hands for the next 50 minutes.
No doubt about that.
Well, this game threatening to open right up here at the Woodville Oval as Lambert gets it out towards Pays. He's all fired up after that into altercation. He puts it up towards centre half forward. Loose ball to race for pace. There is McClure, so too Daniel. He gets there first, needs the support of Wakeland. He in turn gives it it to Scott Lee. He's been a little quiet today. Kicks around his body, and there's this unregistered canine out there in Hugh Reimers, who couldn't pick up the football, but by jingoes, he's all by himself today.
I've got a feeling now no one is actually standing him. He's just roaming half-back for Central by himself, and they've decided to run off him. Instead of putting someone who's going to give away a big height advantage, just run off him.
And also Hooked on a Feeling, BJ Thomas and Dr. Hook actually brought those songs out as the ball goes back towards Zilla there, picked up by Chambers. Chambers kicks around his body. Chance for Rogers. He's got to get into the game. Not doing so at the moment. Matthews is there. Rogers jumps in over the top again. The ball is tapped out. The Eagles need support. Lambert's there. Goes down towards Lille. Lambert in there again. Now a loose ball out towards Pesh. He puts it up high, and the Eagles are a chance.
And the ball up towards half forward. Up high was Burton. Might have given away a free kick. Here's McClure now, tackled by Lee, and he'll get a free kick for getting one high, I would say. And he picks himself up off the ground. Runs into one of the doggies players. Chip short, running with the flight of the footy is Rintoul. 40 metres out. Poor looking kick in towards the goal square. Chris Kluzak tries to trap it, and it eludes him, goes over the line, out of play for a throw in the left forward pocket.
A few times, Kim, they've panicked going forward. You mentioned the last time when Dubai went over the top to Kluzak. Instead, he kicked long. He went out in the full, and then Rintoul marked inside 50, played on under pressure. The ball out of bounds.
Here's the throw in, and it's Burton in ruck. Ball comes down towards Schwert, his immediate opponent. Handball comes to Daniel. Daniel in turn to Chambers. He tries to run around the tackle, is successful. Kicks the ball up towards the defensive 50. Here's Jakey Zilla playing well for the Eagles. He's over the footy now. Can he control it? He can. Gets the handball inboard to Pesh. He's looking to give it to someone. He snaps across the body down towards the goal square. Chris Kluzak has the ball fisted away from him. Here's Palfreyman. Gives the handball over to Matthew Kluzak. He's kicked 3. Can he kick his 4th? He gives off to Pays. Can Pays kick a goal? He puts the ball in towards the goal square, and it goes off hands. A little bit of a disappointing result there. 3 for a behind. The Eagles 4-5. Central's 9-2.
Poppy, do you think Pays had a shot then, or was he looking for Burton?
Well, the way he kicked it, the way he kicked it, he looked as though he was going for Burton, but really there was no reason. Okay, a 45-degree angle, 15 metres out, 20 metres out maybe.
35 maybe too, Poppy.
Yeah, possibly closer to 35. But he really should have backed himself in, shouldn't he?
I think so. He balanced himself. A funny kick, though. So here at the 24-minute mark of the second term at Woodville Oval, Central 9-2, the Eagles 4-5, 11 scoring shots to 9. And Brenton Daniel, a good player. I met him out at the Elizabeth Shopping Centre a few weeks ago, and plays a lot taller than what he actually is. Just a scrawny type of lad, about 5'10", but a very good defender. Drives it up towards the grandstand wing. Wiggins was up high. Punching the ball forward was Matthew Kluzak. Down towards Pesh. He's working hard. Gets the handball out towards Zilla. He'll feed it off. He always does. He uses Pays. Pays drives it to the head of the square. Bit of push and shove back there. But Paul Geister, too strong. He had more shove, and he gets the ball out towards Wakeland.
And Wakeland runs down that outer side wing. Looks good as he runs through half-back. Right foot kick looking for Lurs, and Rogers is with him. Lurs, nearly could have got a free kick. Plant says the umpire. Lille charges through. He's tackled by Cook. The umpire says we'll have a bounce as Chambers comes off, and Swatala gets his first run for the afternoon. Ball will be bounced in the centre. Central's lead by 27 points. They led by 23 at quarter time. And as the umpire blows his whistle once again, we'll have a bounce down right in the middle, and it's Wiggins and Arnold. Bit of wrestling going on. Wiggins gets the tap. Chance for Swatala, but it's Rintoul now with the headband on, or the bandage, if you like.
Looks like Hiawatha, doesn't it?
He does indeed. And the pack forms again. We'll have a bounce once again on that cricket pitch area. The Eagles 4-5. Central's 9-2. 29 plays 56. Bounce down. It's a good one. Won by Arnold. Charging through Rintoul. Tried to knock it forward. Chance for Steinburner. With him Colville. Chance now for Rintoul once again. He's got the footy. Kick was well smothered by the player on that Central player on that occasion. Colville got it over towards Palfreyman. Kicks long up towards the forward zone. Chris Kluzak doing battle with Geister. But again, Geister too strong, and he takes the mark.
Yeah, they certainly have the advantage as far as strength is concerned, the doggies. The ball goes out towards McGowan. Has a penchant for finding space. Now drives it back into Steinburner, who's had a good battle with Colville and would be winning at this stage. Nathan Steinburner, brother of Rachel, drives it towards the outer wing. Rogers from behind, big fist away. Gee, reads it well. Picked up by Brett Leal. He streams away over towards Zilla. Zilla drives out a pass looking for Matthews. He's really yet to get into the action since coming onto the ground. Can't pick it up cleanly. Loses the football. Back towards Geister. There's plenty of dog players here, and one of them Swatala for his first touch of the game. Gets it towards Wakeland. He gets the pass out towards Lewis. He couldn't take it, so it's back now towards Kluzak, and Matthew Kluzak has the football. Will he look for his brother? He drives it out to woeful kick, and it goes straight towards Geister.
Okay, the Eagles have been attacking constantly now for about 5 or 6 minutes, and there we go, the half-time siren, and that's disappointing. A disappointing way to finish the second term for the Eagles.
Yes, they've had some opportunities, but it's a good game of football here on 5DN. The Eagles trailing 4-5-29, Central 9-2-56. We'll take a break, then we'll be back with our half-time summary courtesy of the Glenelg Barbecue Inn, the best steaks in the world. Welcome back to 5DN Football. The second half about to get underway. The Eagles 4-5-29, Central 9-2-56. The umpire has the ball. Bailey's back onto the ground. Kluzak is off and Bailey into the ruck. So where is big Jeffrey Wiggins? That is the question. We can't see him at the moment. We'll tell you shortly, though. He's at centre half forward and he's on Hugh Reimers, and that makes a little bit of sense. Your commentator is Lawrence Colliver.
Thank you very much, Kim Dillon. The Eagles trail by 27 points, and neither ruckman won the tap on that occasion. Holmes slapped it out towards us here in the grandstand. Chance for Steinburner. Kicks up towards half forward. Chance now for Lambert. He couldn't take control of the footy. In goes Cotton. He had 11 kicks in the first half. Did well then, but the ball comes back towards Rogers. In turn, Rintoul chips the ball out wide. He's got no one to kick to. Holland, the new player on the ground, runs after it with Steinburner, but it goes over the line, out of play.
Laurie, just quickly, Mark Jones running towards the football then, and caught one behind the ear, and I think it may have been young Hodgson, and he went down quickly. He's back up on his feet, but a little bit of spite in this game early in the second half.
Here's Zilla now with the footy. Tries to control it, can't do so. Arnold got a handball, which is a bit slick for Jones, but he's trying to get control of it now. Oh, it does it well. Gave it on to Cook. Cook tries to get on the left foot, kicks towards goal, but it's off to the left, and it actually hits the behind post. A few changes, Poppy. I see Holland onto the ground, picking up Steinburner, and Colville onto a half-back flank now.
Well, Colville was probably beaten, as we mentioned in the half-time summary, by Steinburner in that first half. I think Colville's an important component of the Eagles side. When he's firing, the Eagles tend to be, so they're trying to get some drive from him on the half-forward.
So Fruin with the football. It's a nice-looking long kick. Lewis at the back of the pack. Couldn't take it. Bailey in there at ground level. Tried to get the handball out. Lewis jumps over the top of it, and the umpire will bounce once more. We've had just over 1 minute of this third term. The Eagles 4-5, Central 9-2. You're on 5DN Football. Beautiful conditions here at the Woodville Oval.
Also, Kim, the Eagles persevering with Brett Burton playing out of a forward pocket, and Stephen Schwertz still standing him.
As the Eagles go forward, Wiggins couldn't take it. Over the top of it there is Holland for his first possession. Got it out to Pays, who was run down from behind. Holland, he's got a bit of pace, this lad. Gets it out towards McClure. His handball in turn out towards Scratcher Colville. Has a little bit of space, a free kick, and why not the advantage? The question must be asked, but the ball goes back to McClure. He drives it inside 50. Looking for Burton. Oh, big leap. More gymnastic than effective, though, and he's given away a free kick, and it'll go the way of Scotty Lee, who crosses the ball out towards Reimers. He might be a bit mobile for Wiggins. We'll wait and see on that one. Reimers brings it out towards the grandstand wing. Underneath it there was Hodgson in opposition to Jones. Both players hit the ground, and the umpire will bounce right in front of our central commentary position.
So bandstand at left half forward. Good battle between Jones and Hodgson developing here. Hodgson 4 possessions to half-time.
It's also going to be an interesting battle between Reimers and Wiggins as well at centre-half back, centre-half forward.
Here's Wiggins taking the ruck knock. Won it down towards Pays. He couldn't control it. Holmes slapped it forward. Chance now for Jones to run onto the footy. He has a bounce on the wing just inside the boundary line. Looks to draw the player, but eventually goes long up towards the attacking 50. Arnold's down there. The ball comes loose. Chance now for Fruin. Oh, in trouble. Lambert manages to run around Radley Moller. In more trouble. Arnold affects the tackle, but Lambert got a kick forward. Only goes as far as Shell, who's running after the footy. He's all on his own in the left forward pocket. Has time to chip forward, and he finds, well, he chipped sideways, in fact, and he found McGowan, who took the mark 40 out.
Well, pretty disappointing stuff there. I mean, the Eagles almost looked lethargic and not interested. Wrong selection again by Lambert, last line of defence. I mean, no reason why he shouldn't have even gone for the boundary if he thought he was in that much trouble, but I'm not sure. They just appear as though the Central District side has got 2 or 3 extra players on.
17 degrees, Poppy. We might put it down to the heat.
Here's McGowan, 40 out. He had 13 possessions to half-time, and that is a good one. His 14th possession sees him kick a goal. His second of the match. The Central side 10-2, the Eagles 4-5.
Clean, pure drinking water in your kitchen from your own under-sink filtration system. Waterways, a water spring in your kitchen. No more contaminated rainwater or benches cluttered up with water bottles. Convenient, safe, reliable. Call Waterways today on 8374 3111 for a free taste test.
4 minutes into the... Thank you. 4 minutes into the third term. I thought she'd finished as the umpire bounces the ball once more, and someone is releasing firecrackers here at the behind the goals at the southern end of the Woodville Oval. And I tell you what, it's the doggies that have all the bang at the moment. All the spark, without a doubt. The Eagles just struggling. 4-5 plays 10-2. Bailey in there, tries to tap it back towards Pesh, does so effectively. Cook in pursuit. Nice turn of speed by Pesh as he puts the ball out wide, but a courageous mark taken back there by Michael Wakeland, who's been a little bit quiet this afternoon.
He has been quiet, but he's a steady player, isn't he, Kim? And certainly he's a direct opponent, hasn't had a big influence on the game either.
Yeah, very good player, Wakeland. Played in the stateside last week and acquitted himself quite well. None better than Brian Binky, though, who turned the game around. As the doggies go forward again, and the mark's been taken by Hodgson. So he is having a good battle with Mark Jones at the moment. Now, this time it's a wobbly kick. He brings it back to Lambert. He's under pressure, gets it over towards Leal. It's Rose being called. Now, that was a handball. Fair dinkum. He's saying, who's he saying? Was it Lambert or Leal he's penalising?
I think he's blaming Lambert.
Lambert. So the first one, gee whiz.
Disgraceful decision.
The umpire's a lot closer, but...
loose players everywhere here as well for the Bulldogs. Timmy Cook is just taking a mark about 45 metres out, straight in front, and a chance to put on number 11 for the Bulldogs.
Pretty undisciplined work by the Eagles. I'm just watching now. Lambert's making his way to pick up Cotton, but they're just taking far too much time. I mean, that occasion, as you called it, Kim and Killer, that... You know, it's pretty undisciplined, and at this stage, that scoreboard pretty well deserving of the way they're playing.
Tim Cook from 49 metres out.
Yes.
Nice-looking kick, and they might be able to wrap this game up, the doggies, if they continue in this vein. They move along to 11-2. The Eagles 4-5 on the Myland Office Furniture scoreboard.
If there's no time to stop and eat today, take it with you. Grab an apple or pear. With new and traditional varieties available, there's never been a better time to rediscover these healthy snacks. There's the Fuji, Granny Smith, Jonathan or Red Delicious apple, or mouth-watering Duchess, Nashi, Red Sensation or Bayuri Bosch pears. Perfect for people on the run, a healthy top-up in the kids' lunchboxes, and cheaper than most junk food.
Centre, kicks up towards the goal square, looking out there, trying to find Moller. Falling over at the crucial time was Fruin, but Moller's got it. Left foot kick finds Cotton. Did it go 10? It did. We're about 10.1 metres now. He's in the left forward pocket. Central's really getting a run on here at the moment. There's leads forthcoming. He'll go backwards, and the umpire's whistled time off. I think he'll tell him to go back and have his kick. He will. So in the left forward pocket, Central's by just over 6 goals. So the kick forthcoming in that forward pocket, and the check side is the option, and I don't think he's even scored. No, it's out of play on the full. So Corey Lambert will try and atone for a few mistakes in the last few minutes and bring the ball back into play in the right back pocket. The Eagles 4-5, Central's 11-2 on the Myland Office Furniture scoreboard. Gary Haylock, the Eagles runner, just out delivering a message, comes back into the bunker as the ball kicked out towards that outer side, and Arnold takes the mark at the second or third attempt. Wiggins said he got a hand on it, but I don't think so, as the kick comes in further to Holm. Holm from 45 metres out, goes for home with a long kick. Looks all right off the boot, but it's off to the right and through for a behind. Central's 11-3, 69. The Eagles 4-5, 29. The margin 40 points.
At times when the Bulldogs go forward, it doesn't seem like the Eagles players know who to pick up. They look like they're trying to play some sort of zone defence, and there's loose Bulldogs players all over the place.
As the ball is brought back in by Fruin, and he finds Lambert, who plays on. That time it was a handball to Brett Leal. Leal in turn brings it up towards the grandstand wing. Doug Bailey, but strong mark front position, not paid to Brendan Daniel, should have been. Thrown out of it, Scratcher Colville, and the man doing the throwing was Daniel Shell. He's a big man. And little Scratcher, well, he's not that tall. So we'll have a throw in front of the grandstand. Bailey doing the ruck work again. He'll be opposed to Reimers. So Reimers takes front position. Bailey wins it from behind, though. It goes down towards Daniel Holm. Applies the tackle. Let's see if he can keep his head there. He does so. But he's an antagonistic player, isn't he, Daniel Holm? He just can't help it. Give someone a little nudge, a scratch, or have a few words. As the umpire bounces the ball again. Good body work there by, there's Daniel Holm again. Bailey did well, so did Colville. Gets it out towards Zilla. Close hands there towards Pesh, but the ball is out of play, and we'll have a throw in again. So can the Eagles get back into it? One would suggest no at this stage. There just doesn't seem to be a player there ready to take the game by the scruff of the throat. As the ball is thrown back in, Bailey wins the tap again. Down towards Rintoul, has a fumble, but takes possession. Goes back towards Hodgson. Hodgson puts it up towards centre half forward. Burton with the fly, got underneath it though, and gave away a free kick, and he's having what you would term a dirty day.
He's having a shocker as Scotty Lee takes the resultant free kick, gives off to Stephen Schwert. He's got Reimers all on his own out there. Bailey late on the scene though, affected a good spoil. Pays in there working hard. McGowan now gets the handball out, looking there for Cotter. He's over the foot. He could get done for holding the ball, but he manages to slap it out. Chance now again for Pays. Gets the handball inboard, but Cook's there for Centrals. Dives on the footy, and we'll have a bounce between centre wing and half forward on the outer side.
I noticed Gilbert McAdam on the field for the Doggies. I can't see any real significant moves, though, Kim, at the moment that Mark Mickens made with West Torrens. And, I mean, if you keep on doing what you've always done, I think the result's going to be what it always has been in this first half, and it's been pretty disappointing.
Well, the only one was putting Wiggins to centre half forward, really is the only one.
Now, what about Tobias? What about throwing him into the game? Can we get him into the centre, possibly?
Give him a run on the ball, I think. Yeah. So, anyhow, the ball bounced once again. Here's Rintoul. Tackled high. Plants as the umpire. Manages to get around the Centrals player. Kicks a high ball in towards the attacking 50. Looking for Matthew Kluzak. Fisting the ball was Tobias on the scene. Here's Daniel. He's being tackled by Colville and will get a free kick for hanging on. And Colville, also another player, having a bit of an ordinary day as the handball comes across. Chance now for Steinburner. Putting the pressure on him is Holland. He'll be first to the footy now if he can control it. He's a chance, but Swatala gets the footy for the Doggies. Gives it by hand back towards Scotty Lee. Lee kicks towards the half-back flank. Steinburner had first touch of the footy. He's backing over it again. Good tackle applied by Holland and Bailey. And up by Kevin Chambers says we'll have a bounce down at half forward left. We've played 10.5 minutes of this third quarter. It's Central's 11-3, the Eagles 4-5 on the Mile End Office Furniture scoreboard.
And Gilbert McAdam onto the ground. And looking for his first possession as Bailey and Reimers. Reimers wins the tap. It goes down towards Mark Jones. What can he do? He lost the ball. Hodgson gets it out towards Tobias, the man we were talking about. Nice balance. Puts it out there looking for Burton over the head of that player. Run underneath the ball again by Schwert, who feeds out a handball. The Doggies look good as they come out of defence. That was through Geister. Geister got it back towards Ricky McGowan. He kicks around his body looking for Cotton, and Cotton takes a strong mark. Wearing number 1, formerly wore 44. Gave that back to Johnny Platten. Now the ball goes over towards McAdam, takes the mark, shows it to the crowd, now gives it over towards Cotter. Cotter drives it inside 50, players underneath it, ball hits the ground. Lurs tries to get a kick away. Opportunity now for Jones. He thought that was 10 metres, it was like 3.5. He's fighting fresh air as he tries to get a kick away. Swatala picks up the crumbs, he's close to the boundary line, centres the ball nicely. In fact, he did more than that, he split the centre. Adam Swatala pinned on the boundary line, has banged it through, and the Doggies move along to 12-3, the Eagles 4-5. And in a bit of trouble and strife.
Have you already had a shower?
No.
Well, there's no hot water. Have you got the tap on? You turn the tap off, will you?
It's not on.
Oh, is the washing machine on?
No.
Well, there must be something on. What are you doing at?
When you finally realise your old hot water service has had it, replace it with a remarkable Rinnai Infinity, an endless supply of hot water with the longest warranty on the market.
Rinnai Infinity from Northern...
Lead by 46 points, but it's Colville for the Eagles, kicking long up towards the attacking 50. Tobias after the footy. With him, Scotty Lee manages to run around that player, gives it back to Colville, running through 50. The Eagles need a score. They haven't scored in this term. Colville goes for home, but the mark taken back in defence by Schwert, whose player has been removed from the ground.
He has. Both Burton and Lambert have been removed for the Eagles. Coming on, Kluzak, Christopher and Chikalella.
So the Eagles struggling in attack. Schwert goes short, finds McAdam.
You just wonder what will be achieved, Robbie. I know moves have to be made, but that move, like Kluzak was tried earlier and couldn't get a sniff. And one would expect that Burton would possibly have the ability to do something.
Here's McAdam, kicks out towards the grandstand side, looking there, trying to find Wakeland, but it's McClure now, who's had a pretty quiet game. Left foot kick up towards the forward area. And Kluzak tried to control the foot. He couldn't do so, and it goes out of play.
Laurie, well, Poppy, maybe I'm being critical, but in that situation, why run straight at the ball when you're by the boundary line? Like, he took it straight over the line.
Here's the boundary throw, and the Eagles just lacking a lot of confidence at the moment, and Central's really playing well as Steinburner. He's well tackled by McClure, and the ball goes over the line once again and out of play. The Eagles, well, they're stuck on 4 goals, 5. Central's 12-3.
I tend to agree. They're not playing the percentages at the moment. None of the percentages all around the ground, and really at this stage, I think, like you said a minute ago, they've got no one in that side that's going to take the game by the scruff of the neck, but they have to make significant changes with the players on the field. Otherwise, they're not going to get a different result.
The engine room, Poppy, the engine room.
I also think, though, the Bulldogs are just not allowing the Eagles to play the type of football they want to play. They're tackling hard, they're chasing hard, they're superior overhead. You have to take your hat off to the way Central are playing.
Yep, fair point. And this game was for a position in the 5, and Central obviously want that place in the 5 a lot more than what the Eagles do. So full credit to the doggies. Mind you, the Eagles have been disappointing as the ball is brought back towards the grandstand wing. Arnold is there. Wiggins fists the ball back towards Pesh, close to the boundary line. Very quick hands. Well. Yes, he has. He's had a fair dinkum go. As Zilla gets the kick back, it goes towards Wakeland. Clever work to tap it back to Lee, but he takes it over the line and will have a throw in the left forward pocket. 14.5 minutes into this third term at the Woody Oval.
I haven't given up on, sorry, I was going to say, I haven't given up on the Eagles yet, surprisingly enough.
Well, you're a lunatic, Rob.
Boundary throw in the left forward pocket. Here's a chance now for Big Huey to clear the ball out towards this grandstand side. Hodgson doing better with Jones. And Hodgson, one of the bright lights, well, one of the very few bright lights in this third quarter, doing a good job on Mark Jones, the very talented Mark Jones. Hodgson now kicks long up towards the attacking 50. Pack goes up. Oh, mark taken by Wiggins, I think. It's been paid. And, well, I think it's their first mark in the attacking 50 in this quarter. Chance for Wiggins to kick the Eagles' 5th goal, and a much-needed one at that.
Rob, I'll give you 20-1 if you haven't given up on them.
I'll have $5 on it just for the hell of it.
Oh,
but
no
this is one of the significant moves, I suppose, or the more prevalent moves that he's made. Is Wiggins to centre-half forward, wasn't it? And it's paid off just shortly, for the short period. But he really has to put this one through, doesn't he?
Here's Wiggins.
Oh, well, I'll answer that one.
Answer your own question.
I think he has to put this one through.
I think he does too. Jeff Wiggins from 40 metres out. He's only kicked 2 goals in his 28-game career. Kick on its way. Looks all right off the boot. Looks like he's been kicking goals for years. Now, much needed one for the Eagles. Their first goal of the quarter. They're 5-5. Central's 12-3 on the Mylan Office Furniture scoreboard.
And the other local games, Adelaide Oval at Port Adelaide, 9-13-67 to North Adelaide, 3-6-24. At Unley Oval, Sturt leading West by 67 points in the AFL at Cardinia Park. The Cats, 9-15 to St Kilda, 13-8. MCG, Melbourne, 14-10 to Fremantle, 11-5. And at Princess Park, the Bulldogs are 24-10 to Brisbane, 11-5. Back to Woodville Oval now.
Thanks, Andrew. 35 plays 75, so there's only 40 points, 6 goals, 4 in it. Robbie Popplestone still believes the Eagles are a chance. We'll wait and see. As the van arrived to take him out to the
psychiatric ward.
Exactly. As the mark taken by Hodgson. He goes across ground to Pesh. Well, they have some loose players now and a little bit of run as the handball's given to Zilla. He drops it in looking for Tobias. Over the head of that player. The loose ball's taken by Wakeland. His handball was smothered well by Tobias. Now it goes out towards Cotter. He's been a productive player this afternoon. In turn over to Arnold. He gives it back to Cotter. He's got plenty of run off the outer wing. His kick smothered there as by McClure. Picked up by McAdam. Back now wide out towards Daniel Holm. He's inside 50. He's 47 metres out. Beautiful. He lines them up. There's the replay, and the doggies have been able to do that all day. They moved to 13-3. West Torrens 5-5.
As I said, I don't think the Eagles have got any chance at all of winning this game.
Wasn't that wonderful, though, by Gilbert McAdam?
Well, it was great work because normally you would choose that short option. He's gone for the long handball, opened up the game for Holm, and it was a great goal by him. But correct me if I'm mistaken, but on 2 occasions that I can recall, Burton was called for a push in the back when flying for the mark. Yep. Tobias just then, I thought, was infringed upon when going for the mark.
He was.
Wasn't called. Play on to the call. Goal results.
Yeah, some could suggest, Robbie, you're grasping at straws.
And some would be right.
46 points the difference. Ball back in the centre of the ground. Arnold in ruck. Up against Wiggins, won by Riggins. He's going to shark his own head out. Ball comes to Bailey. Handball in turn finds Holland. Running through the centre half-forward area. Left foot kick, good kick, finds Kluzak on the chest. Better movement of the footy by the Eagles. They're running forward as Kluzak goes for home with a long kick up high. Taking the mark. On that occasion, we'll pick up the play in a moment.
That is courage, Laurie.
And a good grab taken.
And he hasn't been the Eagles' worst player by a long stretch, and that was a gutsy mark because he was going against a couple of opponents there and took that and hit the ground very solidly.
Now, boys, I was watching Rintoul in particular there when the kick was delivered. Now, he had a decision to make. Now, he was going into the traffic, and I just wondered what his commitment would be, and I tell you what, 10 out of 10.
He's been in the wars today. Went off for the blood rule. Kicks towards goal. It's a good kick, straight through the middle. Another goal to the Eagles. They're 6-5-41. Centrals 13-3, 81 the margin back to 40 points.
I think you'd agree that the Eagles are showing a little bit of fight. The Central District side, though, early in this quarter probably put the game beyond them. I'm still not giving up, though, Kimbo. There's no way you get $5 off me without a fight.
No, Poppy, I think you're right. And also that free kick against Tobias would have turned things around. Central kicked a goal, but he also did fight very hard to keep the ball in the forward line area, and that's something the Eagles haven't been doing it. Central have been able to run the ball out of defence quite easily, and look, we've seen a bit of something here from the Eagles we haven't seen for the last 10 minutes.
Well, the Doggies have been good in the square. Let's see if they can get the quick reply again, but the Eagles get it out through Ziller. He kicks out wide to the outer side. The bias is there, gets a reasonably favourable bounce, but not quite good enough, and the ball out of play on the outer side. We've had 19 and a half minutes of this third term. You're listening to 5DN Football with Kim Dillon and Rob Popplestone.
Killer, how close do the Eagles have to be if they're any chance of winning this game at three-quarter time?
They've got no chance, Pop.
Within 5 goals?
Well, they've got no chance. It doesn't matter.
Okay. Poppy, realistically, if they're within 5, you'd have to say they're a chance the way football is played, but gee, I can't see it happening today. As the Doggies go forward again, Rogers underneath the ball. At the back of the pack is McAdam, tries to sock it off the ground. The two number 29s doing battle out there, Hodgson and McAdam, but the ball is out of play across the half-forward line, outer side, southern end of Woodville Oval.
Hodgson's got a new opponent. McAdam on half-forward now. Jones came off the ground a few moments ago.
Killer, do you reckon if the Eagles are in front at three-quarter time, they can win this game?
Well, what are they down at the moment? 40 points. And Poppy, you've been giving us statistics from the last time they played where they made an amazing comeback. Is there any chance at all, do you think?
No, not so far.
Well, we'll check out what the margin was in that previous game at three-quarter time. In the meantime, Daniels underneath the football. The ball is across the half-forward line of the Eagles on the outer side. The player was held then. That was Colville. It was seen by the umpire. So they had time to get a few more on the ball, and there's a little bit more urgency out there for the Eagles now as they go inside 50. Kluzak's the target. He was pushed out of it by Geister. Superior strength picked up by Holland. He was out of play, though, and the ball will be thrown in on that outer side, about 45 metres away from the Eagle goal.
This kid here looks pretty good, Darren Holland. I know he's 24 years of age. He's only played a few games, but he's got a bit of speed. He finds the ball. I wonder why he hasn't played more games.
I thought he was a bit composed too. He's got that dash, but a few times he hasn't rushed his disposal. He's settled the last 2 or 3 strides and found the target more often than not.
So throw in about, as I mentioned, 48 metres away from the Eagles' goal. We're 21 minutes into this third term. Taken by Bailey from the throw-in. Hooks around the body. Front position, Geister. And, gee, they've done well, the defence of the Doggies.
Done very well, Geister. Reimers when he's resting down there. Scotty Lee's done his job. Schwerty's been very good. He hasn't let his opponents get a kick.
Here's the kick from Geister out towards the half-back flank. Looking out there for Daniel. Players diving on the footy. And we'll have another bounce. The Eagles 6-5, Trail Central's 13-3 on the Mine Office Furniture scoreboard.
What were Brett Burton's stats there to half-time?
Burton to half-time, 3 kicks, a handball and a couple of grabs. So a little bit quiet, and he's off the ground now. So we'll have a ball up on that outer side, and Reimer's doing better with Bailey on this occasion. Ball to ground, Steinburner overran it. McGowan couldn't control it. Kick off the ground by Pace, finds McClure on this occasion, and he marks 70 metres out from goal. Chip inboard. Oh, it's not a good kick. Wakeland does the business, takes the mark. Kluzak came out, but he was a bit late on the scene. Chip further afield by Wakeland. A bit proppy there, Wakeland, but the kick was a good one. It found McAdam. His kick comes up towards the wing. Oh, good mark taken there by Arnold. Quick handball towards Cotton. Cotton runs around Chicolella. Away he goes. Looks to get on that left foot. Oh, Tim Cook running with a fly to the footy. All on his own. This is circuit work at the moment. 45 metres out. And the kick will land. Oh, it's gone for a behind. Down towards Moller and also Fruin. So another behind to Centrals. They're 13-4. The Eagles 6-5 and doing it on the bit at the moment, Killer.
And also very good vision by the big fella Damien Arnold. He took that ball on the ground and gave off the handball to the running player past him in Jared Cotton, and unfortunately for Timmy Cook, he couldn't finish it off.
The kick in, and the mark's been taken by Jeff Wiggins. He has McClure loose. It will go in that direction. Nice looking pass, and he finds McClure. James McClure. Jimmy drops in a short pass to Hodgson. He's been quite impressive in his 5th league game. He's got one player to get around. That was Cook. He did it nicely. And players competing against each other in Tobias and Pays. But Tobias takes the mark. Gets it back out towards Fruin, who's come down from defence. He kicks from inside 50. He split the centre. The Eagles just hanging in there. They're on 7-5, trailing the Doggies 13-4.
Excuse me. I was wondering if, well, kind of hoping...
McGowan takes it from the centre, kicks up towards half forward. Swatala takes the mark between the wing and half forward. He moves off quickly, kicks long towards the attacking 50. Up goes Fruin, back in defence now after kicking that goal a few moments ago. Zilla sharks the footy, handballs to Rogers. Rogers in turn finds McClure on half back. He runs around just about got tackled by McGowan. Taken by Pesh now. Long kick up towards half forward right. Up goes Tobias. Spoil affected by Lee. Ball on the ground. Chance for Colville now. He's in there. Also Daniel of the Doggies. And we'll have a bounce at right half forward. Time running out in the third quarter. It's Central's 82, Eagles 47. Interchange made. Hicks coming on and Moller coming off. And we'll have a bounce down. 24.5 minutes gone in the third quarter. Ball to ground now. Here's Rintoul. Tries to charge through. Slaps the ball forward to Bias. Good one-handed pick-up. Snaps towards the forward area. Looking there for Matthew Kluzak. Geister affects the spoil. Ball comes to ground. Chance now for Pays. Runs into Lee and takes the ball over the line out of play.
A few moments ago, Kim, you mentioned that the engine room for the Eagles needs to get on top. And I think Tobias, Rintoul, Pesh, Pays are doing their bit. Zilla even. But just up forward, the ball's just coming out of that forward 50 just far too easily.
Here's the boundary throw in. Bailey. And Reimers, what is his name? Reimers, as he gets the ball down towards Pesh. Left foot kick, a high one. It'll land near the goal square. Free kick. A bit of interference. No. Free kick to Chris Kluzak, is it? Or Matty Kluzak? Matty Kluzak's got it. Gets it off the brother. So this should be a goal for the Eagles. And fellas, was that there?
No, definitely wasn't there. I had a good look at that, and Paul Geister was in a good position. Kluzak was off balance, just pushed off and fell backwards, and the free kick was given away.
Kluzak looking for goal number 4. He's put it through to the northern end. No problems at all. The Eagles move to 8 goals, 553. Central's 13-482.
Matthew Kluzak infringed when the ball isn't within 5 yards. You can't shepherd, you can't touch a play if the ball's not within 5 yards.
Touch him.
He didn't touch him whatsoever.
He didn't touch him. He just stood his ground, and Kluzak bumped into him and lost his balance. There was nothing in it.
Well, both me and the umpire saw something different.
Well, they're within 5 goals, fellas. So
well, the bottom line, 8-5 plays 13-4. Would I give you 10 to 1, Poppy?
20.
20 was it? Okay, no worries. Okay, 53 plays 82. So the Eagles are within striking distance. Let's see if the Doggies can find some resolve that's been sadly missing this year. Back centre field. Umpire will bounce the ball into the terra firma. Arnold opposed to Wiggins. The tap won by Arnold. Goes out towards Pesh. He ran into McClure. They're keen to get the football now, the Eagles. Pesh puts a big torpedo punt inside 50. Loose ball going through Kluzak. Tackle. Play on the call. Schwerk gets the kick away. Out there underneath it is Rintoul, who showed some courage this afternoon. He plays on quickly. Wobbly old punt kick out towards Pays. Picks it up on the first bounce. Has a hop and a step and a bounce for some ungodly reason. Gets the kick up towards the head of the square. Kluzak front position. That was Christopher. Couldn't take it. Reimer's in there. So too is the youngster in Holland, Darren Holland, but the ball is taken out of play in the left forward pocket. Northern end of the Woodville Oval, once known as Pecker Park.
What a wonderful chance here for the Eagles. 26, nearly 27 minutes of the third quarter, a chance to get a late goal.
As Reimers tried to thump it towards the boundary line, but in there is Rintoul working hard. Scotty Lee shows great courage to bias over the top. The umpire will bounce, and the Eagles just have a little sniff again.
Well, they are, and I think with a home crowd, if they can get a little bit close, say within 20 points, I think that the crowd will start to respond, and that may result in the Eagles starting to get a little bit of momentum.
Well, if the Doggies lost this one, though, it would be an absolute disgrace. As the ball taken off hands by Pesh, who's really got himself into this game, but the kick's a wayward one out towards the forward pocket. Out there is Kluzak. He's grabbed it, he centred it, but there's no one home apart from Adam Swatala, who will clear for the Doggies.
And he runs from his own goal towards the grandstand side, looking at here for McAdam. Up goes Rintoul, takes a good mark. 65 metres out from goal. Now, as he come around the mark,
that can be 25.
He should actually be called to play on, but the umpire says he's got 25, and I really think
Damien Arnold was just on the mark, and he wouldn't move.
Anyway, we've got 25, the Eagles, so Rintoul from about 40 metres out. He's kicked one in the game so far, about 10 minutes ago at the 19-minute mark, so he'll line up. Got a good view of this one. 45-degree angle. 40 out. Kick on its way. Oh, I don't think it's a goal. We'll wait on the goal umpire. He's missed, I think. He has. The Eagles 8-6. Central's 13-4, and Poppy, they needed that one.
Well, they did need that one, and Rintoul was probably one of the best players to have kicked for that one, so it's a little bit disappointing, but nevertheless, the Eagles are full of attack, and they've still got a quarter and a tad more to get closer.
As the ball on the outer side, Brett Leal is there. The ball comes to ground, taken by McClure. McClure tackled, and there'll be a bounce on that outer side.
Radio, it's the very best here at Woodville Oval. Laurie Colliver, Kim Dillon, Darren Cale and Rob Popplestone.
All on the outer side wing. It's the Eagles trailing by 28 points after at one stage down by over 7 goals. So they're in with a sniff here at their home ground, Woodville Oval, as it's Wiggins in battle with the big fellow Arnold. Ball comes to ground. Chance for Pesh, taken by Cook. Handball over the top. Zilla goes after the footy, and the siren sounds for three-quarter time. It's Central still low by 28 points.
Yes, the Eagles 8-6-54, trailing Central 13-4. So the Eagles showed a little bit of fight, kicking 4 goals in that third term, opposed to the Central side, who also kicked 4 goals as well.
4 apiece.
4 apiece. So the game is still up for grabs, but Central in the driver's seat. 82 plays 54 on 5DN football.
Quarter, Central District had most of the play early, and we thought they might even run away with it.
Well, they're up by 7 at one stage.
Yeah, the Eagles showed a little bit of character just to get themselves back within a striking distance, although a fairly remote chance. I think about 16-1 chance to win this game.
Okay, well, I gave Robbie 20s, and it's 8-6 to 13-4 as the final quarter has commenced here at the Woodville Oval. 5DN football. Taking it out there is Holland. Great turn of speed, but he went without the football. Chambers takes it. Gets it back to Steinberner. Test of courage from McClure, and he passed that test. Still over the top of the football. Gets the clearing kick away. It's wide out towards the outer boundary line. And now Central jump in there through Daniel Holm. He'll need support. He goes back towards Tim Cook, who now has the football. He lifts the eyes, kicks around his body. Opportunity for the Doggies if they can get there first. They can't. Rogers, like the Rock of Gibraltar, takes the ball, handballs over towards McClure. McClure drops in a short one to Pays, who thought about a hand pass. Now decides to kick and drives it towards the outer wing.
And it's a high kick up towards that wing. Ball up there, marked there by Reimers. Gives the handball off to McGowan. McGowan in the midfield. Left foot kick up towards half forward. Oh, he's got young Shell on his own. He takes the mark 60 out. Gives the handball off to Swatala. The Doggies are running early in this final quarter. Handball comes over towards Cotter. His kick towards goal is a good one. Through it goes. Goal to the Doggies. They're 14-4-88. Eagles 8-6-54. Kim Dillon.
He has one of the truly great voices of the 20th century.
The darkness of the music.
Evening with Michael Cole. Book now.
Three-quarter time at Unley Oval.
Now Wakeland plays on quickly, kicks out wide to Steinberner. He has an absolute paddock. Will he run? No, he decides to kick. He drives it up towards the 50-metre line, looking for Lurs. Wanted the mark, not paid, taken by Chambers. The handball over towards Cook. He's on the left boot. He likes the look of it. So does the goal umpire. The Doggies kick another one, running away with this one at the Woody Oval. They're on 15-4, the Eagles 8-6.
Adelaide Retirement Village Marketing offer you another retirement package. A new life by the sea at Sturt Palms Retirement Village. That's just the start. Add nearby transport, excellent local amenities, and your choice of lovely en-suite apartments. Top that off with peace of mind of personal care from staff available 24 hours, plus 3 delicious home-cooked meals every day. 601.
Centre of the ground. Arnold won the ruck knock. Pesh is in there. Handball came out from Wiggins, who's tried hard all day. Reimers with the footy now, well tackled. Ball comes towards McGowan of Centrals. He gives the handball, looking there for Scotty Lee. Pays running after the football now. Should be first to it. With him is the antagonist, Holm. Over the footy, Pays. Being hassled by Holm. And the ball goes over the line where the 50-metre line meets the boundary line at right half forward. Central's leading by 40 points.
Well, they need something here, don't they, the Eagles? In each of the quarters,
Viagra. They need Viagra.
They need more than that to get themselves up. But at this stage, you'd think that the Eagles, well, the game is beyond them, isn't it? But the Central District side, you just can't allow any side to get maybe 5 or 10 minutes domination of a game in every quarter and still expect to be in the game itself.
Bailey won the ruck knock. Holm ended up getting a handball clear, and the ball worked itself about 20 metres forward, and we'll have a bounce down in that right half forward position once again, about 80 metres around from the southern end goal. Central's 15-4. They've jumped the gun in this final quarter, leading the Eagles 8 goals, 6. Boundary throw. We've played nearly 4 minutes of the final quarter. Bailey in ruck, but Wakeland over the top. Slapped it towards Holm. He was well tackled by Pesh. We got the handball clear. Over it goes now to Cotter. Running across left half back. Kicks long. Up towards left half forward. Looking there for Lurs. Rogers was hung onto him and will get a free kick, says the umpire, as Cotton tore off towards goal. Now the Eagles defence taking a chance. Matthews running down the ground. Rogers will probably stick to the grandstand side. No, he goes by hand. Gives off to Chicolella. His kick in towards the centre of the ground. Chance now for the Eagles to take a mark. Ball comes to ground. In goes Leal, dashing through the centre. Gives the handball to Big Bailey. Over it goes to Pays. Pays chips forward. He's got Holland running with the fly of the footy. Will it sit for him? It does. He runs around Steinburner. Gives back to Pays. Can Pays kick a goal? He puts it on its way, and he's put it through for a goal. A much needed one for the Eagles. They're staying close, well, not close, but they're staying in touch. 9-6-60. Central's 15-4, 94.
Some people think because I'm older now.
A 34-point advantage to the Doggies. Let's see if the Eagles can get this one out of the centre. It will be Wiggins opposed to Arnold. Wiggins has the run in, but Arnold wins the tap, and it was a very nice one straight down towards McGowan, who in turn fed it off to Cook, whose kick was a shocker, went very high. Now the ball is loose, and it's taken there by Hodgson, who was pushed into the back, ridden into the ground, and he'll take the free kick. He hasn't been their worst player today, as Hodgson now drives the ball towards the centre of the ground, and Nicky Pesh, who's been a real hard worker. He's been a trier for the Eagles this afternoon here at the Woodville Oval. Drives the ball out towards the outer half forward flank. The loose ball is taken and the advantage is paid as Rintoul gets it, kicks it up very high. Players set themselves. Front possession, Matthew Kluzak holds it aloft. He's kicked 4 and this will be 5.
And again set up by Chad Rintoul, who's also been a very good player for the Eagles. But Matthew Kluzak just using his body to find a bit of space there, and eventually took quite an easy mark in front of the goal square. So it should be goal number 10 for the Eagles coming up.
As Kim Dillon nearly knocks the water bottle over. Kluzak puts it through. So the Eagles 10-6, Centrals 15-4 on the Mile End Office Furniture scoreboard.
Okay, kids, it's your choice. You ready?
Yes, Dad.
So do you want takeaway for tea tonight, or do you want to go to Gran's for tea?
Oh, yeah, Gran. Come on, Dad, please.
Gran never cooks for herself. She orders her meals from Adelaide Food Service. She rings once, places her weekly order, and Adelaide Food Service delivers. There's over 70 delicious main courses, not to mention soups and desserts. All Gran needs is a freezer and an oven. Gran's, just about the best food in town, thanks to Adelaide Food Service. Phone today on 8347 7107.
28 points the difference here at Woodville Oval. Not a good bounce, but it favours Ziller on this occasion. Clear possession out of the centre. Long kick up towards half forward. Rintoul flies high. So did Wakeland. Bailey goes for home with a long kick. Down towards the Kluzak. Brothers in the goal square. Ball comes to ground now. Scotty Lee trying to mop up. In goes Colville. Diving on the footy. Scotty Lee once again. And we'll have a bounce down near the goal square at the southern end.
Now, if they're going to bomb it in like that, surely Burton would be the better option to throw back into the goal square then to maybe take the big hanger.
Well, you've got two good movers down there in the Kluzak brothers, and yet they're not giving them any chance to use their agility to run onto the ball.
Here's a bounce down. Bailey up against Reimers. Ball knocked to ground. Chance now for DeBias. Wrestling for the footy with him is Lee once again in the left forward pocket. And we'll have another bounce. Central's 15-4. The Eagles 10-6 on the Mile End Office Furniture scoreboard. Nearly 8 minutes played in this final quarter. It's 2 goals apiece so far in this term. Bounce down, Bailey. Front position once again. Lee comes over the top, slaps it towards the line. Here's Holland. Handball inboard, trying to find Pesh. Pesh now well tackled by Steinburner. Here's Geister. He was well tackled. Kick off the ground on this occasion. Finds Pays. Oh, he didn't take the mark. Claimed it on the half volley. Pack formed, and we'll have a bounce stand 45 metres out from the southern end goal. The Eagles 66, Trail Central's 94.
Just checking with the square leg umpire, and that ball definitely did not carry. It's 66-94, a bounce inside 50 for the Eagles. Gee, up high was Reimers, got the tap down towards Wakeland, but taken by Pays. He in turn goes back to Rintoul. As Darren Cale mentioned, he's been a good player. That wasn't a good kick though, and the mark's been taken by Paul Geister, about 20 metres out from the Eagle goal. So he'll just steady down proceedings here at the Woodville Oval. Onto the left boot, he kicks to the outer wing. Players set themselves. Ziller was trying to compete there, and no height whatsoever. He was up against Arnold, the ruckman versus the rover. And Arnold obviously winning that contest. Now, the Dogs just looking to settle it down, but there's a long way to go here. We're only 8.5 minutes into this final term as the loose ball goes out towards Chickalella, now picked up by Pays. He drives his side inside 50 again, out towards the danger man in Matthew Kluzak. Quick handle out to Wiggins, into an open goal. He lines them up and kicks it out of bounds on the full.
No, I think it's a point there,
believe that?
Just snuck through for a point, so very disappointing for the Eagles. A great chance to get another goal. They've kicked 2 in a row here in the final quarter, and maybe if that one had have gone through, they may have had a sniff of coming back.
Well, they could have. The goal umpire then really chased that ball. He nearly ran out into Oval Avenue. Had to pay $5 to get back into the ground.
You get pass outs after half-time, Robbie. Yeah, no charge, mate.
The gate's probably open. Anyhow, 27 points the difference. The Eagles really needed that one. Geister, awkward-looking kicking style, but pretty effective. Long ball out towards Reimers, who ends up taking the mark uncontested for the Doggies. They lead by 27 points. Reimers goes further afield, finds Wakeland running down from the back line. Defensive side of the wing. Holland on the mark. Wakeland just steadying things as we approach 10 minutes of the term. Kick in towards the midfield, not looking for anyone in particular. And Rintoul drops back and takes the mark, and he looks to play on. And the umpire says, go back and take your kicks. Ratala was on the scene and wouldn't let him go. Now Rintoul chips further afield, finds Pays. Will he give a handball? No, he won't. He's going to get onto that left foot. Chips further afield, in towards the attacking 50. Out comes Kluzak. Can't take the mark. Matthew it was. Wiggins with a handball over the top. Looking there for Colville. Lee sharked the footy. Chance now for Matthew Kluzak once again. Pushed off the footy by Reimers. In there is McClure. And the ball comes out, but the umpire says we'll have a bounce 30 out.
Kim, I can tell you there was not one player inside the central forward 50. Every single Eagles player has moved down into the attack, and it's all out attack now in these final 20 minutes of the final quarter.
Bounce down, 30 out directly in front. Wiggins in ruck. Ball knocked to ground by that player. Here's Holland. He's tackled. And Centrals, you just sense they're a little bit stressed about this at the moment. The Eagles starting to get a bit of a run on.
Well, they're not attacking again. Darren mentioned the Eagle players are all out attack, but the Central District players are flooding the defence as well. And as I said, there's a good 18 minutes to go, so they should be attacking. Beautiful conditions, and they've been the superior side throughout the day.
Wiggins and Arnold, ball to ground. Players diving on it. Colville slips it out to Holland. He dummies, falls over, gives a handball, but it's Daniel now trying to mop up. He gets a handball clear over towards the speedy Steinburner. He kicks up towards the wing, looking there for Cotton. With him is Bailey, also Hodgson, and Cotton eventually takes the ball over the boundary line and out of play. We'll have a throw in. Central's 15-4, the Eagles 10-7.
Well, the Central District side have set up this lead in the first quarter. They led by 23 points at quarter time, 27 at half and 28 at three-quarter time, and still the Eagles, though they're putting pressure on the Central side for varying degrees of time throughout each quarter, can't get any closer than about that amount.
Bailey went forward for the Eagles, but Hugh Reimers repelled the attack once again, and now the ball's been taken by Chickalella. Chickalella kicks it up towards centre half forward. Good courage by Zilla to go back into the play, but the crumbs have been taken by Wakeland. Wakeland now kicks out wide to the outer side. Out there looking for Cook. He takes a strong mark out there by himself. Timmy Cook, he's been a good contributor for the Doggies today. A real honest performer. Gets onto that left boot, drives it inside 50. Rogers will win this one with the fist away, does so, then recovers on the ground to get a handball out towards Fruin. He couldn't take it. Fruin in there again. Got a hand to the ball. Mark Jones in there working hard. Radley Moller did well on the ground for a big man. But in the end, it's the old stacks on the mill. I don't know where that saying came from, but that's what's happened. And there's a bounce about 35 metres away from the Doggy goal.
Right in front of the Mylan Office Furniture scoreboard, which tells us Central's leading by shade over 4 goals. A lot of players surrounding this bounce down. And we've got, what do we got, a blood rule or something here? A bit of banter between Wiggins and the big fella Arnold. And they're both being told to settle down.
Little lecture by the umpire, hey?
They can't keep out of these
Put on that little white uniform, it gives you some power, doesn't it, hey?
Doesn't it? Here's the bounce down. Not a bad one. Moller actually won it on this occasion. He's in over the footy once again, charging through. Cook's in there also with Chambers, I think it was. And we'll have a repeat performance. Another bounce, 30 out. As Chickalella is going to get a free kick. The umpire, not actually in the play, has seen a little bit of byplay, and the young man Chickalella will take the free kick. He finds another young man in Matthews across half back. The Eagles starting to run. Long kick up towards wing half forward. Looking there for Rintoul. Oh, he takes the mark up against Wakeland on this occasion. Good performance there by Rintoul. Done some good things today. Hasn't been in the game enough, though. He kicks long up towards half forward. Ball on the ground now. Chance for Colville. He slaps it towards Pays. Pays has had a truckload of kicks today. Rings around. Gets a handball clear. Finds Tobias. Tobias goes for home with a long kick. Holland's down there. Out comes Chris Kluzak. Can't control it. Here's a chance now for the Eagles. The ball comes over from McClure to Matthew Kluzak, and through it goes for goal number 6. The Eagles now to within 21 points. 11-7 to 15-4.
At Woodville Oval, Sturt 20-11 to West Adelaide 6-9, margin of 86 points there. And at Adelaide Oval, Port Adelaide 11-18-84 to North Adelaide 7-7-49. Just repeating those final scores in the AFL. St Kilda defeated Geelong 15-10-100 to 10-16-76 by 24. At the MCG, Melbourne 16-10-106 defeated Fremantle 13-5-83 by 23 points. And at Princess Park, Western Bulldogs walked all over Brisbane to win by 91 points. The Bulldogs 27-15-177 to Brisbane 13-8-86. Let's go back now to Woodville Oval.
So 21 points the margin here at the Woodville Oval as Wiggins wins the tap. It goes down towards, Cotton in fact tried to kick it off the ground. Now it's picked up by Wakeland, puts it up towards centre half forward. Fisted away by the West Orange defence. Rintoul goes through solidly, managed to get a boot to ball as well, but the mark's been taken by Jared Cotton. He measures his kick, but it's not a good one, and the mark taken by Rogers. The crowd not happy. Swatala came in late with the spoil, but the flight of the football was clearly stopped by Rogers, and that was a mark. He passes inboard to Rintoul, who's been a prime mover since quarter time. Over towards Pesh, likewise about that player, but good mark there, or the umpire saw it. I tell you, the other umpire, Darren, couldn't see it. He was shielding his eyes from the sun. And the mark's been taken by Reimers. Best man on the ground in my book. And he plays on, kicks it out wide, looking for the speedy Steinburner. Plays on with a handball, not a good one. Goes out to Geister, sits nicely for that player. All of a sudden they're into their attacking zone, but the kick is ill-directed and taken by Rogers, who uses the left boot to find Pace, who hatched an egg there and lost the football. Chikalella kicks a wobbly one towards the boundary line, just in front of Matthew Kluzak. And that man, Kluzak, 6 goals straight without a miss. Rob Cobblestone.
Well, he's done pretty well, hasn't he, Matty Kluzak? I mean, the team's only kicked 11, and Cluey himself has been the only winner up forward. He's done pretty well. His brother, Christopher, really hasn't done much at all. And really, you need at least 2 winning forwards to kick a winning score. And at this stage, they look in trouble.
Here's Chikalella, left foot kick up towards half forward. Scotty Lee, he's got it. Free kick or a mark. Take your pick. He's got the footy, and he takes his time to pick himself off the ground. We've played nearly 16 minutes. There it goes. 16 minutes on the clock.
But Poppy, they're also, the Eagles players are giving Matty Kluzak more room to work with inside that forward 50, aren't they?
They are, and that's what they needed early in the. That's what they needed in the last 3 quarters as well.
So here's Central Districts now with the footy. Pressure applied on Cotton by Colville. Chance now for Rintoul. Out comes Christopher Kluzak. Is the kick spot on it? Is. Finds him on the chest. Now Chris Kluzak, he should be able to make the distance from here. He's kicking from about 45 metres out. Has not registered a score this afternoon.
Hasn't had a kick, has he?
Barely had a kick, I'd say. Yep.
I think Mark Micken would have given him one at half time.
Well, he'll give him a pat on the back if he can kick this one. The margin, 21 points. 48 metres out. Kick on its way. Looks good off the boot. Are the Eagles coming back? I think so. They moved to 12-7-79. Central Districts 15-4, 94.
If you want to be my lover. Oh, no, not again.
Available from your local Gas Watch showroom.
Cobblestone, the man that refused to say the Eagles were out of this game, may be right as they trail by 15 points at the 17-minute mark, but a free kick will go the way of the Doggies. It's McGowan. McGowan with a sweeping handball out towards Jared Cotton. The measured left foot kick looking there for Hicks. Couldn't find that player. Cotter is there. Handballs to himself to try and get around Rogers. Going through Fruin solidly.
Free kick.
And no free kick, no. And rightly so. Gee, they really do take the body out of the game, the umpire, so well done to the umpy. Good decision. I think that was Timmy Pfeiffer.
And Kim, Damien Hicks has just come onto the ground. He's gone to a forward pocket. Coming off is Radley Moller.
Okay, and I see Peter Jones making a few moves here, starting to feel the pressure.
McAdam also on.
Yes, McAdam brought back into the fray. So a throw-in right on the 50-metre line, the left forward pocket, northern end of Woodville Oval. Wiggins front position, the ball at the back of the pack. McClure managed to get a kick away, went straight in the air. Wiggins thumps it away again, going through solidly. McClure needs support. There's none there. He's tackled, thrown to the ground, and the umpire will bounce again. 5DN football, 18 minutes into the final term. The Eagles 12-7, Central 15-4. You're with Kim Dillon, Darren Cale, Laurie Colliver, Rob Popplestone, and 2,500 other people here at the Woodville Oval.
What a game. 18.5 minutes gone in the final term. Here's Wiggins, gets the ball down towards McGowan of Central Districts. He tries to get the footy out. but he can't do so, and we'll have a bounce at left half forward once again.
Well, the doggy showing a little bit of desperation here, desperate times too, just over 18 and a half minutes gone, and you know, less than 3 goals in it. Central Districts need someone now to take this ball forward and get a score. Settle them down somewhat.
Wiggins and Arnold, won by Arnold. McClure trying to get himself into the game, knocks the ball out. Chance now for Holm. In goes Jason Zilla. Oh, that's not out in the full, surely it is. Pretty unlucky. Daniel Holm. You blokes settle down as Holm with the footy in the shadows of the Barry Jarman stand as he goes long, Daniel Holm. Kicks long up towards the goal square. Pack flies high. Good spoil affected by Rogers. Here's a chance for Pesh running onto the football now. He's got Tobias on the wing. Finds that player with a kick. Away he goes. Out towards that open forward line. He nearly got tackled as he kicked the footy. Down looking there for Matthew Kluzak. Running out Geister. Takes the footy. Runs through a couple of tackles. Gives a slick handball over to Cotton. He does something with the footy. Does it well. Gave it to Lee. Lee in turn finds a teammate out on that outer side at Steinburner. Defensive side of the wing. Nearly run down by Rintoul. Long kick up towards the attacking 50. Out comes Hicks. Lures affected the spoil. Ball on the ground now. Chance for Chambers. He overran the footy. In goes Leal. But the handball comes back towards Hicks. Snap forward. Not a good kick. Kick off the ground by Cook. Over towards the boundary line. Ooh. And out of play in the right forward pocket.
Killer, I thought the Eagles should have made more of that move forward, didn't they? Tobias really kicked to probably a 3-on-1 contest when he could have held onto the ball a little bit more and drawn a few players.
But you feel more desperation in both teams here in the last 10 minutes or so. Central really defending hard.
Yeah, and I tell you what, the reason that Tobias didn't do as much with that kick was the pressure Steinburner applied, and without doubt the quickest player in the SANFL. He was absolutely flying. Here's another man that's pretty quick, Darren Holland, playing his 10th league game for the Eagles. He drives it out towards the outer wing. Big leap from behind, fisted down by Wakeland. McGowan's there, now gets a chance to pick up the football, does so. Tried to get it to McAdam. In there is Cook, pushed in the back, play on the call. Picked up by Holland, sweeping handball out towards Colville. The Eagles are going forward. Can they reduce the margin to 9 points? The kick out wide towards Rintoul. He's 60 metres out, gets around an opponent, drives it to the head of the square. It's a beautiful looking kick. Christopher Kluzak couldn't take the mark. Scott Lee is there, close to the boundary line. Will he take it over? Still in play. Now the handball goes back towards Schwert. They're out of trouble, and a cool head in a crisis there.
Here's Wakeland now, took the mark inside defensive 50. Ball comes out towards the half-back flank on the outer side. Taken by Cotton. Left foot kick up towards half-forward right. Oh, good mark taken on that occasion by, who is that out there? I think it's Chambers for Central Districts. About 80 metres from goal. Disappointing result there by Rintoul. Had a chance to pass off to Tobias, saw him and elected to go long. Ball now up towards half forward. Wiggins trying to take the mark. Ball on the ground. Here's Lurs looking to give off to somebody. Finds that player, McAdam. 60 out, now 50 out. Strolling through half forward. Runs around Zilla. 40 out. Goes for goal. Can he win the game for Centrals? The kick's on its way. And I think it's all over now after 22 minutes of the final term. Central steady. 16-4-100. The Eagles 12-7-79.
Right now, you'll get towering savings on top-quality used office furniture at Mile End Office Furniture. 12 whole floors of it. Savings have gone sky high on items like desks.
Players, officials and umpires from Woodville Oval get a second siren is sounded. I would appreciate your cooperation in staying off the arena until the second siren.
With used office furniture.
107 Henley Beach Road, Mile End.
Mile End Office Furniture, great sponsors of 5DN football. 22 minutes into this final term, and the Doggies, they've probably done enough, but there's still time for the Eagles as they go through Zilla, taken by Tobias. He has a high skill level, but he has a fumble at the moment. Thanks very much for that. Now Tim Cook gets the handball out towards McAdam, the man that may have stitched it up for the Bulldogs. He has a bit of space, takes a bounce. That familiar loping gait, runs into a bit of trouble. That's holding the ball. Ho-ho! Did he try and be a little too clever as Rintoul goes forward? Underneath it there was Pesh. Great test of courage there. Picking it up, Steinburner goes back towards... oh, there's a blue behind play. Who is that? Killer, keep an eye on that. I'll follow the football as it goes up towards
McGowan
the 50-metre line. Now the crumbs are picked up by Ciccolella. He puts it out wide here, and the mark's been taken by Hodgson. So Hodgson on the grandstand side in front of the stand here at Woodville Oval as the mark's taken by Tobias. He appreciates the urgency.
And away he goes. Kicks long up towards the forward zone. Colville running with the flight of the footy. Out comes Geister. With him, Matthew Kluzak. Chance down for Bailey. Gee, he looks tight. He hasn't had a lot of time on the ground. Geister now kicks into the middle. Looking there, finding Cook. Took it on the bounce nicely. Running through. Kicks up towards the attacking 50. Oh, who's this?
Yes.
It's Hicks. Takes the mark in front of Fruin, and he'll have a chance to kick his first goal of the match.
And well played, Paul Geister. He's been rock solid back there at full back, and He's played a very good match. Pushed that ball forward, and the ball went clear to Damien Hicks. A nice mark out in front, and a chance to wrap up this match here at Woodville Oval.
21 points the margin. Damien Hicks.
Scotty Lee coming off.
Yes. For Adam Swatala as Hicks. Will he seal the game with this kick? Oh, yes, I think he has. We'll wait on the goal umpire. It's there. So Central's now 17-4, 106. They put this game beyond doubt. The Eagles 12 goals, 7, 79.
Clean, pure drinking water in your kitchen from your own under-sink filtration system. Waterways, a water spring in your kitchen. No more contaminated rainwater or benches cluttered up with water bottles. Convenient, safe, reliable. Call Waterways today on 8374 3111 for a free taste test.
As the ball's taken by Swatala on the outer side for the Doggies in the dying stages of this game. 5DN match of the day, Eagles versus Central. And it was a battle for a place in the 5, and it's been a good game, but Central, well, they've led all day, boys, and whilst threatening there, the Eagles got within 15 points. The Doggies have had all the answers.
Yeah, they've been pretty good, haven't they? They've responded time and time again. A few times throughout the match, the Eagles have really thrown down the challenge to them, but Central District, to their credit, and against what they've done for most of the year, have responded today, haven't they?
Yes, and Pesh brought the ball forward for the Eagles, but the mark's been taken in defence by Wakeland, and also there's a 25-metre penalty, so he'll bring it forward, and I would suggest he'll be looking for someone like Hicks up forward to provide some type of movement. Then again, he may go short. The sun's starting to set here at the Woodville Oval. Well, it's his choice, isn't it? He could go long or he could go short.
Yeah.
Well, you wouldn't believe it. He went for a middle kick. No, he went long, and yeah, it was a good kick inside 50. And Jones battling hard there, throwing the arms around. Tim Cook, he's been a good player today, takes the ball over the line. And so you look, the Eagles have had some good players in Pesh, and Zilla's worked hard. Obviously, Kluzak was 6, but you go through the Central players, and there's been a lot more consistent performers over the 4 quarters.
Agreed. Cook, Reamer, Geister, Steinburner. They've had winners on every line.
So Rogers running across half-back, gives the handball to Pays. In turn, Pesh. Those two combining well this afternoon. But unfortunately for the Eagles, they haven't done enough. Oh, Pesh is going to get run down by Cotton. It should be holding the ball. Plant says the umpire, well, it doesn't matter because Centrals have got the footy. Here's a chance for Cotter, who had a great first half, 14 possessions. He's played well in the match today. Ball comes over towards Cotton. Cotton chips up towards half-forward left and gets a push in the back from Fruin. Fruin says, why? The umpire says, he pushed him out. Bad luck, son. So Hicks with the footy. Chips to Cook, right on the 50-metre line. The Eagles' defence, well, just having a little spell now. Time running out. 27 minutes gone. Kick long up towards the forward zone. Oh, running with the flight of the footy and taking a good mark on this occasion. Wakeland was Wakeland running down from the back line, and he'll have a chance to slot through a goal this afternoon.
Boys, 5 minutes ago, the Eagles were within a couple of goals, and you can't help but think the guy that hasn't really spent a great deal of time on the ground, Gilbert McAdam, poised himself in the middle of the ground there, ran with inside 50, kicked a goal, and really wrapped up the match.
Here's Wakeland. Here's Wakeland. 40 out, kick on its way, and I think it's a goal. Good kick from Michael Wakeland. Gee, the Central side, they've had some goal kickers today. They move along to 18 goals, 4, 112. The Eagles, 12 goals, 7, 79.
11 to 5, 5D in football, and in the other games being played this day locally, Stern.
Thanks, Andrew. We're at the 28-minute mark here. Central 18-4, the Eagles 12-7. Burton back onto the ground at the expense of Christopher Kluzak. So in the centre, we have Damien Arnold opposed to Wiggins. Gilbert McAdam's in there, standing Zilla at the moment. And Andrew Pays is into the centre. He's off the wing as going through is Daniel Holm. Being a quiet player in the second half. Reported into the early stages, or right at the end of the first quarter, he was reported for an incident where he let a few go, a few short, sharp ones. The umpire was right alongside him, so he didn't think twice to take out the old notebook, and Daniel Holm will appear this week before the tribunal. So the umpire will bounce centre field. 28.5 minutes into the final term. 5D in football. 79 plays 112. The Doggies leading. And in there is McGowan. He's been a useful player through the legs of Holland. On the ground there, Wakeland gets the handball out towards Swatala, now taken by Swatala, so it obviously wasn't in before. Well called, Kimbo. As the ball goes back out towards Lille, he in turn gets the ball back to Tobias. Now Tobias over towards Pesh. Pesh quick to get the ball on the boot, looking for Burton. The sun in that player's eyes. The ball comes to ground. He recovers well, can't pick it up, soccers it off the ground. Daniel's there. He has a fumble. They're all fumbling in these dying stages. The tackle's applied, and the ball will be bounced by the umpire.
Well, this hasn't been Freddie Burton's day today, has it? Nothing's gone right to him. Sure, it did a really good job on him in the first half of the game. Brett Burton, unfortunately, the times I've seen him, there's been nothing in between. It's either been very good or very poor.
Yes, yeah, fair comment as the siren sounds here to end a good game of football. It certainly had its peaks and troughs, but in the end it was Central who were the far superior side. They played more consistent football over the 4 quarters. They are victorious, 18-4, 112 over the Eagles, 12-7, 79. So we'll take a break, then we'll be back with our full-time summary, courtesy of your local news agent, The Store with More.
Adelaide.